Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron.
Yeah.
Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Shout out to Persimmon Hollow Brewing, official sponsor of Beer of the Week, where you are treated like family. Visit Persimmon Hollow Brewing at any of their 4 locations and enjoy passionately crafted beers. Make sure whenever you enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer, you drink sensibly, but get weird.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
The Hook and Ladder Sub has been a Firehouse Subs original since day one, with Virginia honey ham, smoked turkey breast, and melted Monterey Jack. And a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
I'm Rebecca. I was injured in a car accident and hired one of the big TV law firms. They sent me to an injury clinic that I felt just wanted to make money off me. I needed an attorney and doctors who cared about me. I called attorney Glenn Klausman, and he helped me get the best doctors who really helped me. I was extremely pleased with my settlement. He also got me $10,000 for vet bills for my dog that was injured in the accident, and he did that for free. Call attorney Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. That's 407-917-1718. Glenn Klausman, Office, Winter Park.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and Sealand.
It is Monday, March 13th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from chaos at the banks to an asteroid that may seriously hit Earth. And a giant seaweed blob is headed for Florida. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, Sealand.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. Send us what we call a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show Facebook, YouTube, or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. Your messages rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday? Good. So close to texting both of you and saying, let's take this nasty, sloshy day off.
Why didn't you?
I was like, spring break.
I had a weird feeling this morning that text might be in my inbox when I woke up.
I mean,
I don't
everything
know
is
why.
thrown off.
We were all thinking of this, and nobody did anything.
I didn't really want to do it, but I just had that feeling.
I love working.
I like work. Number one employee over here.
This time change completely throws me off. Then we have a storm that then the sun happens and then storming again.
I'm laying in bed and I go, I thought my fan started to just ratchet up in speed or something. I go, Courtney, what is that? And she's like, it's pouring outside. And I said, oh my, it sounded like a hurricane or something because there's been some storms rolling through here. And they may be rolling through during the show today too. So fingers crossed, knock on wood, all of that good stuff. But we're in this weird spot for the next several weeks here where it's like spring break territory. And then people are taking off, going on vacation, hitting the beaches. They're boxing on the beaches. They're getting drunk on the beaches.
What do you mean boxing on the beach?
I saw a video yesterday, and it's like some guy, he gave the Spring Breakers boxing gloves, and then he acted like he was a ref out there, like right on the beach. They're all drunk. Nice. They're boxing each other, and I said, Spring Break is on. We are here right now. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to the Oscars. Did anybody watch last night?
Not
I did.
1 second of it.
Not a second over here either. You watched the whole thing, Seaweed?
I watched most of it. Like, I watched Last of Us, and then Ashley went to bed, and I just wasn't tired yet. So I was like, oh, let me look up the monologue. And then let me watch the rest of what I can get to.
What would you watch?
A good chunk of
The Last of Us.
Yeah, I watched that too. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit because, man, oh man, that was a thing. But there was some awkward moments at the Oscars. I'm only going to share one with you. We might have more in the next episode coming up. But
we do.
There was a moment on the red carpet or whatever where they had Hugh Grant, who was there for some reason.
He's making headlines recently for kind of being a dick, right?
Oh, is he really? Well, he seemed like a dick in this. That's what people were going after him for. He was doing that whole, I'm not interested in doing this interview.
Ew, then why are you there?
Yeah, really. Just don't show up. If you're like, you seem pissed off about the fact that he was only in that Glass and Onion or whatever movie.
Are you able to skip the interview? Like, are you? I mean,
I don't know.
Could you just no thanks?
Bypass it?
Yeah,
and just keep walking.
I feel like maybe it's a requirement.
They very well could require them to do some of this press and stuff, but he just seemed so miserable, like he didn't want to be there. And the woman who was interviewing him could not have been nicer. And she's doing that thing on the red carpet. It's all like just softball questions.
And she has to be there too. Part of her job.
And so here he is right here. Here's Hugh Grant.
You are a veteran of the Oscars, and you've been here a few times. What's your favorite thing about coming to the Oscars?
It's fascinating.
It's not really a hard question.
No.
What's your favorite thing? I like the drinks. I like seeing all the other my friends and other celebrities.
Also, Hugh, you've been doing this for decades, man.
Maybe he's tired.
Not the first time that you've been asked this question or the first time you've been on the Oscar red carpet. Like, why now you can't be bothered?
And I feel like he thought the questions were kind of dodo, but that's what they are. It's a red carpet thing.
Yeah, and you're going to be asked that 4 more times as you go to other networks.
Nobody's going to sit you down on the red carpet or talk to you standing up on the red carpet, for that matter, and go, Hugh Grant, explain to me what your motivation is when you're approaching a role.
Thoughts on climate change.
No, they're going to go, hey, what award are you looking forward to?
Who are you wearing?
I did like when Jimmy Kimmel was kind of doing some crowd work, and he asked Malala if she thought that Harry Styles spit on that dude.
Yeah. And didn't she say I only talk about peace or something? Because she's like, she was from Afghanistan or something, right? She escaped Afghanistan or some crazy story. But here he is.
The whole of humanity is here. It's Vanity Fair.
Oh, it's all about Vanity Fair. Yes, that's where we let loose and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
What are you most excited to see tonight?
To see?
Yeah, well, I know that you probably watched a few of the movies. Are you excited to see anybody win? Do you have your hopes up for anyone?
My God, like
This
one
poor woman.
answer.
Just go. I mean, at that point, all right, move along. Thanks so much for being here.
You know what?
What a
Hugh?
drag.
Get yourself a little nap. You know,
Didn't
get
he
your
used to
nap
be
on.
like a personable fella?
He was.
Or
Then-
did he just play those on the
He
movies?
did. He played him in the rom-coms, and then he had the hooker thing. He had a little bit of a problem with the hooker, and then he got back in the good graces of everybody and got back in those rom-coms.
Yeah, you could survive a quick hooker thing.
Yeah, it could go. It
These
comes and
days.
goes. It's very fast, and now he's just. I guess he's over all of this.
No one in particular.
Okay, well, what are you wearing tonight then?
Just my suit.
Your suit? Who made your suit? You didn't make it.
I can't remember my tailor.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the tailor.
Yeah.
So tell me, what does it
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like to
this
be
is
in
hard to
Glass
watch.
Onion? It was such an amazing
Watch this.
film. I really loved it. I love a thriller. How fun is it to shoot something like that?
Well, I'm barely in it. I'm in it for about 3 seconds.
Yeah, but still, you showed up and you had fun, right?
Almost.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Wow, dude.
Everything that she's throwing at him, he knocks down.
You had fun, right? He's like, almost.
I was only in there for 3 seconds.
God,
Then why? If
fake it a little bit.
Those were the questions that he answered the fastest. I think the rest of them, he was at least trying to think about something to say, but this one he's like, barely in the movie, almost had fun.
What? I'm not.
Dumpster fire, burn it down.
I'm going inside. I need something to drink. It seems like that's where he was.
Is it weird that I don't care because I still like Hugh Grant? Like
Yeah.
he has not lost me.
Because you like Hugh
with this
Grant for the
interview.
movies.
Sure,
You like charming Hugh Grant.
I think he's hilarious as a person too.
Yeah, well, I
even
mean,
if he is a dick.
I don't know if she likes him.
No.
I don't know if she's a huge fan. Well,
She probably executed a number of really good interviews last night,
right?
And got some good stuff out of some good people. And what are we talking about?
Hugh Grant. Yeah, she tried her best. But the movie that won every single award last night was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah.
Just got all of the awards. They went up there and they said, we don't need to waste any more time here. We're just going to give Everything Everywhere All at Once every award that we have today.
And I guess now that when you're watching something like this, when you're watching a live event, which there's not too many live events that people watch anymore besides like the Super Bowl. And then I know that Sabrina was talking last week about the commercials for during the Oscars being pretty expensive.
Yeah,
And
they were.
I was wondering last night, is the Oscars the second most expensive commercial behind the Super Bowl?
It's a big one for sure, yeah.
it was like, it still was significantly lower than your Super Bowl commercials, but in the
Super Bowl-
multi-millions.
Yeah, and Super Bowl's like way higher than everybody.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
And I learned that when you're watching something that's happening live on delay, which I was because I watched Last of Us, and then I was kind of just catching up with everything, that I should just put my phone down and not look at it, because the last 3 big awards were like notifications to my
Yep.
phone from the Daily
Yep.
Mail
Yeah.
while I was watching it before I got to that part. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's kind of annoying.
I'm curious what the numbers will be with Oscars compared to the season finale of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
'Cause I know a lot of people are watching.
They haven't given out too many numbers from HBO Max, and remember that's behind a paywall too. But I knew that the first episode got big numbers, and then it just grew and grew and grew from there. So I wouldn't be surprised if it came close.
And funny enough, Pedro Pascal was at the Oscars.
Oh, was
I
he?
noticed that, yeah.
And Jimmy Kimmel said something like, most people are probably watching him right now on HBO or Disney and not here.
Yeah, so Michelle Yeoh, I think is her name. She was the one who won the Best Actress award for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which if you haven't seen it, it's a good movie. It's interesting.
I still haven't seen it yet.
It's got a lot of twists to it. I know one of the other ones that won a lot of awards, including I think the Best Actor award went to Brendan Fraser for The Whale.
It did?
We finally bit the bullet and watched that miserable movie yesterday, I think, or the day before. And it was, it's both gross and fantastic at the same time. Like, it is a really good movie, and it's really well done, and it's really well acted. But there was a moment in particular that stood out to me. This won't really spoil anything. But obviously, he's huge and grotesque, and he eats a lot in the movie. But there's one part where he gets like really depressed, and he just starts binge eating, and it is one of the hardest things to
Red and
watch.
funnel?
Oh my God,
Greasy?
full on. He was. You'll see it if you watch the movie. It is just so hard to watch. I'm almost getting a little vomitous just
I
thinking
dare you
about
to
it right
vomit.
now. It was because
So-
he does at one point, and you're like, oh.
So the thing with, I don't know how much you've like dove into the behind the scenes for that movie, but he did gain physically a lot of weight for it, but they also did CGI in a fat suit.
He had a fat suit on, and I think Courtney said at one point, she looked this up, she said it was like a 300-pound fat suit.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, well, the suit couldn't have possibly weighed 300 pounds. I think maybe just like added another 300 pounds, but it looked very, very real. And there was some really good parts in that. I thought it was a good movie, but God, if you're looking to laugh, it's not exactly one of those. That's not that movie for you.
And to think, George of the Jungle, he was so ripped in it that it really confused a lot of people.
It's kind of insane to compare those two movies because it just looks like a different human being altogether. He
got emotional.
Yeah.
Accepting that award.
I heard he's been emotional on this whole tour, but it's been a huge comeback story for him. So good for him, and congrats to all those folks last night. Did not watch most of it, but if you did, let us know what you thought. Send it to dispatch@thenewsjunkie.com, or if you're just on spring break right now, just partying it up, spring break style. Send us a mid-party dispatch. We'll take those too over at thenewsjunkie.com.
Spring break.
I know we were so close. We almost did it, but here we are.
How lucky that these spring breakers also get St. Patrick's Day during spring break week on a Friday.
How does it work? Is it this week that most people are doing spring break, or next week, or is it just all over?
I don't know. Once you're out of the public schooling system, it feels like spring break lasts a month.
It does.
Like there's an entire month where somebody's on spring break.
But don't different colleges take spring break at different times?
Yeah, and I think private schools take a different spring break to coincide with Easter.
That one's not as fun. It's not nearly as fun as the party kids on the beach right now, just harassing everybody in Miami. And the Miami people hate these folks who come down for spring break. If you look at on what's the Miami Instagram that's so popular?
Only in Dade.
Only in Dade, that's it. If you look at the comments on any of the videos in Only in Dade, they're like, get the hell out of here. We want them. And then people will be like, folks, remember, this is where all the taxpayer money comes from.
The economy, you guys, think about it. It used to be Panama Beach, and they're like, hurricane destroyed it. We're going to Miami, baby.
Everybody's down there, man. Huge crowds of people out there.
The idea of spring break really works like a virus. And so, like, years ago, it descended upon Daytona.
Yep.
And, like, that was where MTV was.
That was a spot.
People jumping out of hotel windows. It was just crazy, until it ate up all the resources and pissed off all the people that actually lived there. And then they said, no, we gotta wipe this virus away. And then it migrated to Panama City, and now it's found its way to Miami. I mean,
now it's more expensive than ever.
There's
because
a lot of people in Orlando too. No beach, but I don't know what they're doing here.
Maybe theme
Having
parks.
A good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that for a couple of weeks here. So check in with us if that's what you're up to as well at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll talk about The Last of Us when we come back. We'll talk about what the hell's happening with the banks. I know there's people who are like, should I go withdraw all my money right now? What's happening with the banks? I know how this whole thing went down, and I know there's been a lot of very confused people. So I'm gonna kind of explain it like I'm 5. And push it out there. So
you mean explain it like we're 5?
Yes,
okay.
yeah. So people can kind of understand what actually is happening with these banks, and if your money is in any kind of trouble, and everything that's going on here, sort of in a nutshell. Plus, we'll get to your thoughts with those dispatches and a whole lot more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Need a woman in your life who responds to your most important commands? Hey Siri, play Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from State Road 535 into Sand Lake Road because of an accident on the left shoulder. A lot of slow traffic westbound on I-4 from the beach line to Central Florida Parkway and from World Drive to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's a crash in the right lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to Amelia Street and a crash northbound on Hiawassee Road at Arundel Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Gash.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Find everything you love listening to on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Get ready to celebrate your favorite podcasts at our iHeart Podcast Awards. Tune in as the best podcasts take home awards in categories like comedy, crime, pop culture, and more. Watch on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel and Facebook page. And listen right here tomorrow night at 9.
Considering an EV for yourself or your business? Consider the benefits of subscription. I'm Scott Painter, CEO of Autonomy, where an EV subscription is like a lease but way more flexible. It's a debt-free way to get month-to-month access to a new EV. You can even pay with your credit card. Learn more at autonomy.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Doors. Call A1 Garage Doors for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one. Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Fence Outlet has the largest selection of fencing options in the state with over 400,000 square feet of showroom and warehouse space. Get 0% financing for 12 months for your gorgeous new fence. Book your appointment online today. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Hey y'all, this is your girl Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge? For a coupon and daily support, sign up at Metamucil.com today.
The car market went crazy high during COVID, then it came down crazy hard, and now I believe it's coming back up. Call me crazy, call me a gambler, but I'm buying cars higher than I was a month ago because I think that they're firming back up. The highest price of the year of the 30 years I've been doing GiveMeTheVin.com is spring, and spring is right around the corner. Sell me your car at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. If you are in an accident, take pictures of everything. The damage, the roadways, and the other drivers, and call the police. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Here's the reality. The cost to repair termite damage could be in the thousands. Even worse, most homeowners' insurance won't cover the damage. But Massey Services does, with an unlimited termite retreatment and repair guarantee that covers the structure and the contents of your home. Massey provides a free termite inspection and creates a customized treatment plan with the Centricon system. For peace of mind protection, call Massey Services, where you can always expect more and get it.
What's the best part of a Dunkin' Run? The coffee, the $1 donut, or $2 stuffed bagel minis, or $3 sausage, egg, and cheese? The answer? Yes. $3 offer available on sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich only. Excludes specialty donuts and fancies. Offer valid on medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
At Sunbelt Rentals, tools rule. They also clean and cut, chip and chop. They construct and destruct, help you climb up high and dig down deep. We rent tools that do so much for those with so much to do. The right size tools for your size jobs, and the expertise to help you rent the perfect one every single time. So next time you need a tool that nails, screws, paints, or polishes, rent in-store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's the Woody Show.
Hello.
Rob Ryan Show, check it in.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
Alter Ego, are you ready?
All of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music.
A little bit of everything. All of the great podcasts for every interest.
Stuff they don't want you to know.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the News Junkie.
This weekend, I don't know if everybody saw these photos, but there were pictures of lines outside banks, and the line is just like going around the corner, down the street.
Particular banks or just all the banks?
There are not all the banks, but some particular banks where people were worried about their money because it's very confusing, all this stuff that's going on. And, you know, people as a whole, as a group, when they get scared, they do very dumb things.
Yeah, remember toilet paper and COVID?
Yes, exactly. Yes, there's just a group freak out kind of situation that happens in some of these circumstances. But there was a bunch of stories like, oh my God, this bank failed. We talked about it on the show on Friday. We said, holy cow, this bank failed. And it was the second biggest bank failure in history. It was then followed by the third biggest bank failure in history. And there's a lot of people, like, if you talk to somebody older that you know, if you got like a boomer friend or something,
yeah,
and, like talk to your parents or your uncle, your aunt or something.
Like you, Sean.
Not me. You'll find that a lot of those people have distrust for the banks because they've seen banks collapse and fail in the past. And everybody's got that uncle that puts his money in jars and buries it in the backyard, or, you know, gets gold instead of putting his money in the bank because it's a solid investment. And there's all these people who are fearing some sort of financial collapse. So whenever you hear, oh my God, a bank has failed, the government is now taking control of this bank, and you look at it and you go, I guess I should be scared? Is my money going to be okay? What the hell is happening here?
I mean, I am a little nervous considering that I was told a financial piece of advice was to have multiple accounts.
Yeah. It's
have
not
an emergency account, have a savings, something that you don't ever touch.
I saw this weekend an athlete. I forgot if it was an NBA player or maybe a football player, but there was a famous athlete who has his money in like 20 different banks because you're FDIC insured for up to $250,000. So he literally just like sprinkled all of his money in these different banks.
That's what I was saying last week when this started. Was that one of the things I learned about when we took like economics or something, and when we learned about the FDIC, was that they only insure so much, and so if you become like this multimillionaire, if you want your money insured, you got to put it in so many different banks. And I go, well, that sounds annoying as hell.
You got like a spreadsheet of banks.
How do you even keep track of that?
It would be much more difficult, but I guess it's a more secure way to handle things. And certainly he probably feels good about that move looking at what happened over the weekend, where we now have 3 banks that have failed in one way or another over the last couple of days. And like, let me just kind of boil this down so everybody can understand what's going on, because watching the coverage, you're like, I just watched 3 news reports. I have no idea what's happening here. None of this makes any sense to me. What does this mean? So if you're a bank right? You're going to start the Bank of Sabrina.
Oh, fun.
Bank of Sabrina, BOS. And
Saba Bank.
when you want to start your bank, you go, right, we're going to get the location, we're going to get connected with the government, we're going to do all these things. And then people show up to your bank and they deposit their money. One of the big secrets that you don't know when you're little especially is that the bank doesn't necessarily have your money. If you've got a bunch of money deposited at a bank, it's probably not there. Even if you want to get like $100,000 in a snap out of the bank probably can't do that in most cases.
Insane to think about.
We all just think that there's a big safe back there with all the monies.
Yeah,
right? Like Sabrina's pile of money is right here, and all these piles of money are back there.
Because you entrust this, company to keep it safe for you, and it's supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But anything goes wrong, it's like, no, we don't have it. We actually just use that to give to other people.
Right.
And it's a crazy, vicious, confusing cycle.
It's very South Park-esque, where they're like, and it's gone. And it's gone. And so you start your Bank of Sabrina. The people come in, they make their deposits. And when you start to get a bunch of money in your bank with all these people's deposits, you can do a lot of different things with it. Banks invest in a wide variety of things. That's how they make money. Sometimes they invest in weird things, like this Silicon Valley Bank that failed. They had a lot of investments in wine, believe it or not. Like they bought actual wine that was
with other people's money.
Yes, that's what they do. They take your money and then they bought like investments like wine and a wide variety of things to back up this money. Also, if Christopher Dolores Lane, walks into the Bank of Sabrina.
Hello.
And
hey, welcome. Here's a lollipop.
C-Lane goes, I've got a great business idea, Sabrina. Would you like to give me a loan? And Sabrina says, I don't know. You look untrustworthy. I don't know if you're going to be...
Tell me more.
If you're going to be good for this. And then C-Lane gives the best Shark Tank pitch ever. And Bank of Sabrina goes, you know what? We're going to do it. I'm going to give you this loan for your business idea, Mr. Lane. Here's this cash. Now, that cash might have come from me or anybody else who deposited money at that bank, but they're betting on C-Lane and his business idea that it's going to be profitable for them in the long run, right? So that's kind of how, in a simple way, banks work. They take all the money, they invest it in other things, and they hope like hell that all of their people who have deposits don't show up at once, knock on the door and say, can I get my money? Because if they do that, a bank fails. Every single time a bank fails. And we had a bank first that a lot of people aren't talking about called Silvergate in California. That bank failed, and it had about $4 billion in it when it failed, okay? It's a lot of money, obviously.
How does that make sense?
It's a lot of money.
How do you fail with $4 billion?
Well, that's where things get a little complicated, but I think we can make this easy to understand. Because that was followed up by the Silicon Valley Bank that collapsed. This is a bank, as you would get from the name, that's in Silicon Valley in California, in the Bay Area. And it isn't like a bank where C-Lane would go in and get a loan necessarily. And it's not a bank where I might go in and make a deposit. It's more of a bank where all these really big tech companies put their money. It's where they hold their money in these deposits. One of them, and I don't even know this company, but they had the biggest balance at this Silicon Valley Bank. Have you guys heard of a company called Circle?
No.
Circle was like one of the biggest depositors.
Weird?
No.
Does it own something, a brand that we would know? If you told us, like, now Alphabet's pretty common in the workplace now.
Mm-hmm.
But if you told us years ago, like, you guys heard of Alphabet? I'd be like, yeah, my ABCs.
Right.
Not the company that owns Google.
YouTube, and all that. Look up Circle on Wikipedia. What do they got?
So in 2015, a Circle account could be funded U.S. issued Visa and MasterCard credit and debit cards.
Is it like a bank in and of itself?
That's what I'm gathering.
Okay.
And then also they peg the conversion rate to the U.S. dollar. They were in with Barclays, the UK bank.
Mm-hmm.
Exchange of Bitcoin was also featured.
Yeah, a lot of cryptocurrency companies are seemingly wrapped up in this because they were parking their money in these banks. So Circle, all these other big companies, again, not like a mom and pop kind of bank or anything. They put their money in Silicon Valley Bank, and billions and billions and billions of it was in there. So just like with the Bank of Sabrina, Silicon Valley Bank said, what do we take this money and do with it? What do we do to make sure we can make some money as a bank? And like I said, they bought things like vintage wines. They bought a lot of long-term bonds, which is a very secure way to invest your money, but you don't get it for like 10 years. So all their money gets caught up in these bonds that they can't do anything with for 10 years. And they're over leveraged, and people start to get spooked. And so one company shows up and goes, "Can we get our deposits back, please?" And they're like, "Oh, okay, sure." And they give them their deposit. And then another company shows up, and another company shows up, and they all pile up because they all start getting scared that they're not going to get their money. So the bank tries to make as many people whole as they can, and then when they can't anymore, the bank fails. Now, that's what happened to Silicon Valley Bank, and that's also what happened to Signature Bank, this other bank that failed this weekend in New York. They all had the money, right? They had the money there. It was just invested in things that made it so they couldn't access it to give these people who were freaking out their money back. That's the way things worked in this situation. Now, some people are out there going like, everybody with over $250,000 is going to be screwed at these banks. That's not the case because the bank still has all those assets. It just failed. So what they do is, this is what's happening now, the U.S. government takes that bank and then they auction it off to one of the other banks. And another bank buys it, and in almost all cases, you get all your money back. You don't end up losing out on your money. However, like right now, we're in the middle of this, so I felt so bad. There was a bunch of ladies I saw on TikTok who are Etsy creators, and Etsy was tied up in this. You guys know what Etsy is, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can like create things and sell your arts and crafts and stuff. And Etsy said, "Hey, we know it's payday, but our money is caught up in this bank. We can't pay you."
Man.
And so some of these people were like, "Hey, I got to pay my mortgage. I got kids to feed." And so it is having some real world effects like that. But that's basically the way all this works. And most of these people will get their money back. And if the federal government just let that continue to happen, where more and more banks were closing, then we lose faith. And just like the South Park episode, once again, the economy only exists because everybody believes in the economy. If you believe in it, you think your money's safe, everything is going to be fine. If everybody panics, we're screwed. It's going to flip upside down. And so the president came out today, and he was talking about this. I didn't hear this yet, but let's see what he said this morning, President Biden.
Leave for California. I want to briefly speak about what's happening in Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. Today, thanks to the quick action of my administration over the past few days, Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe. Your deposits will be there when you need them.
Hopefully.
Small businesses across the country, the deposit accounts at these banks can breathe easier knowing they'll be able to pay their workers and pay their bills. And their hardworking employees can breathe easier as well.
What?
Last week, when we learned of the problems of the banks and the impact they could have on jobs of small businesses and banking system overall, I instructed my team to act quickly to protect these interests. They've done that. They've done that. On Friday, the government regulator in charge, the FDIC, took control of Silicon Valley Bank's assets. And over the weekend, it took control of Signature Bank's assets.
That's the third
Treasury
bank.
Secretary Yellen and a team of banking regulators have taken action, immediate action. And here are the highlights. First.
All right, so it goes through everything that they've done so far to sort of lift up these banks. The long and short of it is, if you got your money in like a Wells Fargo account or like, some local bank or whatever, your money is going to be fine. And even these companies, they're eventually going to get their money back. That money will go back to them. All this money didn't just disappear. It didn't just go away because the banks failed. But there's another side to this. And that side is, you know what happened just before that Silicon Valley Bank failed? Literally just before they announced that they failed, they sent all the employees a bonus. They sent out their bonuses moments before the bank announced that they failed.
That's nice of the bank, at least.
They also showed that a lot of the executives at these banks were like selling in the week or two. Hell
illegal?
Yeah.
Super illegal.
That if it's something's insider trading, I mean that is insider trading.
Martha Stewart crime.
Yeah, this is like, you're over leveraged, you're probably going to fail as a bank, and so they were offloading all of their stocks. Those people should be rounded up and arrested. Anybody who did that kind of stuff should be rounded up and tossed in jail, because that is a major problem. The rest of this will probably sort itself out. In fact, the market's way up today as of right now. Who knows where it's going to go, but the market's at least up for right now. I think that those folks, anybody in the bank who was like, we screwed this up, it's going to burn down in flames, let's all profit off it on the way out, those people should be really immediately just rounded up and investigated. So that's, I think, what's going on in a nutshell at some of these banks. And will there be more? There very well could be in the next couple of days, or things could quiet down a little bit. We'll see what happens.
Is there a panic level that's like where this is hitting TikTok and just we're watching people? Like, remember when the FDA said that they were going to halt all sales of Juul devices, and there was like TikTok videos where this guy's waiting in line at 7-Eleven, and the person in front of them is like, "Give me all of them! I want all of the $1,900 worth of Juul supplies."
Yeah,
these people are clearing out 7-Elevens, and I was like, man, if this thing gets to that point, we're about to see a bunch of videos of people clearing out their bank accounts.
Yes, and I'm sure some people did, because social media is so bad for that. I saw on Twitter all day yesterday a bunch of people with millions of followers, or hundreds of thousands of followers at least, and they're just saying things that are just absolutely not true. They're like, if you have more than $250,000 in a bank, you're screwed. That's not true. You're FDIC insured for up to $250,000, but if you have $1 million and the bank fails, you're probably going to get every penny of that $1 million back once the bank is sold off onto somebody else.
Yeah, but why listen to that when you can just watch the
freak out
misinformation that gets thousands upon thousands of views on TikTok?
Well, I mean,
it's a meltdown.
The quickest way to panic a person is to tell them that there exists a possibility in which you will be removed from your money.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden your uncle, who is putting the jars in the backyard full of cash and was burying them, is not so crazy anymore. But give us your thoughts on that.
He's still pretty crazy.
Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch right now. I want to talk about the Last of Us finale that was on last night. Many have seen this, but we'll get into that a little bit when we come back. Plus, March Madness, baby, it's coming down.
All right.
We're going to be doing this thing.
Gotta get our things filled out. Our
Yeah,
thingies.
bet your ass.
Our,
The thingy.
Our brackets.
Brackets.
We're filling out our brackets.
Bracket
we fill out for
What are we
March.
going to put on there? I have no idea, but we're filling them out. We're going to get into that in just a moment. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Come on. Heart our stuff. At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Today is a Fox 35 weather impact day as a cold front is bringing shower and thunderstorm activity across the Florida peninsula. You can expect pockets of heavy rain, frequent lightning, the chance for damaging wind gusts, and even the threat for hail continuing through late afternoon, early evening. Then everything pushes off to our south and cooler air on the way tomorrow. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nuh-uh. Oh, no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, Dante, what's your favorite thing about a Magic win?
No brainer, Jake. 50% off at papajohns.com the day after every Magic win. Magic win and fans win with Papa John's because they get 50% off their entire online order.
And it's so simple. Just enter the promo code MAGICWIN when you order online at papajohns.com.
And now you won't miss a shot because you can track your order live with Papa Track.
Papa John's Pizza, official pizza of your Orlando Magic. Valid online only, not valid with any other discounts. Delivery fee and taxes extra and not subject to discount offer.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Wawa's panini flavors are getting even bolder, like buffalo chicken paired with creamy mac and cheese. They're sure to be the envy of every lunch. Go ahead, try a new bold panini today. Gotta have a Wawa.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is the News Junkie.
Do a goddamn thing they say.
We'll get to your dispatches from the newsjunkie.com in just a moment. Got a bunch of other stuff to get into and things to sort out today, but I saw that Playboy, which was murdered and smashed into the ground and just died a horrible death. The internet killed Playboy mostly, but they also kind of started printing stuff that people just weren't into
They're
as
like,
much.
read these articles in between the full nude pics we have.
Nobody cared about the articles. Who's reading these articles? Although there was some decent stuff in there from time to time because I saw some of it. But they then kind of crumbled, and they still make a bunch of money. People don't know this necessarily, but Playboy still makes a bunch of money because that Playboy bunny is so valuable. Just like slap that on a shirt or anything, and they sell so much stuff.
Especially like
with
a neon tank top.
They're everywhere.
You know?
You got one of these? You have one in the closet anywhere, C-Lane?
I used to.
See, they have sold one to every American, I think.
I had, when I was an intern at the station, we had some people from Playboy come in that were looking to scout UCF students.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
It seems a little weird.
They wanted,
ladies.
they had their themes. I remember they did the Women of Starbucks, which all wore green aprons, but they couldn't use the Starbucks logo and stuff like that. They were doing a college theme, and
they did Women of Radio one time, I think, too.
Okay.
Yeah, they've
Damn it, missed out, huh?
They've had a bunch of these kind
and
of
so
things.
they brought a bunch of like swag with them. So I ended up with like a nice polo that had the little embroidered logo on it, and I wore the hell out of that.
Do you remember this? This might take you guys back, or maybe this is right before your time. There was a point where so many girls were doing this thing where they would go to the tanning salon, and the tanning salon would like sell these things you put on you.
Definitely. That was my only piece of Playboy memorabilia. In high school, they gave us the option of a heart or a star.
Yeah.
Or I did the Playboy bunny one
Yeah,
year.
it was so popular.
And you tan with it, and then when you take the sticker off, you have that permanently on your body until you become pale again.
It's like a reverse tattoo kind of thing. That was
really
big for a while.
trashy.
But Playboy then
It's
just
a
crumbled.
plantain line.
They crumbled after this, and now they're coming back. And tell me if you think their strategy is going to work. They're relaunching Playboy, and the way they're launching this is going to take on OnlyFans head on. And so women will be able to launch, or men, I would imagine, their own pages on Playboy.com, just like they do on OnlyFans, and then let people subscribe to the content that they're posting out there, just like OnlyFans. And by the way, they're not the only company out there that does that. There's like Fansly. There's a whole bunch of them that do this stuff. But they said the revamped magazine will debut later this year. The online publication will serve as an entry to Playboy's creator platforms. They said it's going to be elevated, safe, and exclusive as an alternative to OnlyFans. Is OnlyFans not safe? Is there, maybe they mean safe for work? No, that would make any sense, right? Now, instead of Playboy bunnies, you'll be Playboy creators who will post adult content on their pages, give subscribers access into their lives, and grace the magazine's online covers. And they're doing this now to kind of rebuild the brand, going directly at OnlyFans. I feel like, why would you go from OnlyFans to Playboy, though, if you were already doing this?
Label, I guess, the name of it, the recognition. But I don't think if anyone's still buying Playboy magazine, it's like, will they know how to work everything else on the internet and subscribe? And I guess it would be best if they just hit an auto pay, and anyone that is a creator on Playboy will just hope that the old people don't know how to turn it off.
Well, the brand is big. That is true. But I think, is OnlyFans, do you think, have a negative brand value? Like, do you think people look down on OnlyFans?
Some people do. I know plenty of people do. But
Well, you know the headlines like teacher found on OnlyFans, even though that has nothing to do with her teaching.
Yeah, I guess anything where you, like, in sex work, because that's what it is. That's sex work still.
Except for Shaq and DJ Khaled.
Yeah, 99.9% of these people are using it for the purpose, the stated purpose of the platform, and now Playboy wants to get in on that as well. And I think it's like so late. They could have, if they would have beat OnlyFans, they could have been killer in this, and it would have been very, very big for them. But they keep making mistake after mistake over there. So I think it might be too late for this to work. That's what they're going to try here, at least. When you see this pop up, you'll know we were talking about it first. The Last of Us was last night.
The Last of the Last of Us.
The Last of the Last of Us.
So great, so short.
I freaked out for a moment. We're not going to go spoiler crazy or anything. just in case you didn't see it.
We are.
I freaked out for a moment when they started the opening scene. There's somebody who looks exactly like the lead character, Ellie, and she's like in her 30s or something. And I'm like, oh my God.
They skipped through all of it?
I was like, they flashed forward, and
You
now
know who
she's
that
older.
is, though, right?
Yeah, she's the woman who I guess was in the video game.
Yeah, she's the original voice actress, and I believe like action actress as well. They did the oh God, what is it called? The
Like
the style
where
of
they put
creation
the
where they
little
put the
balls
green
on it?
balls on you, yeah. And then
Motion capture.
yes, that's what it is. Points for Sean. And then the previous episode, the one of the characters was the guy who voiced Joel in the video game.
That's cool
So
how
they
they're
brought
doing
both
that.
of them, and they had already warned ahead of this season finale that for those that are familiar with the game, like it still was going to be so different for you, and
Right.
that especially how it started off was way different. And
was like-
so me and Jeff were just hugging and crying.
Are they
each
going to be
other.
older now? What are you doing? You can't take the characters and just flash them forward.
It was awesome.
But yeah, it turned out to be. And what, like, how weird that she did the voice for that role in the video game, and that she just so happens to 1000% look like she could be the younger actress's mother.
Yeah.
Like, she definitely would pass. If you're in a grocery store and those two are together, you're like, oh, that's a mom and her daughter right there.
Was that good casting on the part of the people who picked the girl who's playing Ellie?
If they had planned it ahead of time.
I wonder if they thought about that.
Because the girl who plays Ellie does not she doesn't resemble the video game character as much, but certainly fits it. I mean, the best actress to play it for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a couple of scenes in this the finale episode of The Last of Us where I was like, "Holy cow!"
It was so good. I mean, they really absolutely killed it when it came to a game, a TV show adaptation.
Yeah.
Did it line up with the video game pretty well?
It did. Like with the first half of it, I would say was new for anybody who had ever watched it, even played the game, had memorized the story. And then there were some that was like dead on the lines itself,
Right.
The angles of it all, and I mean,
Like
I was geeking.
There's a reveal where they encounter something in the middle, and I heard that was like exactly from the. You know what I saw? I keep watching The Thing after the show.
Oh, I forgot to watch it.
I
this
love
time.
that, man.
It's the greatest.
I love that because when I'm watching shows, sometimes I'm like, I get distracted for a minute, and then I go, "Wait, did they do this to do this?" And like, I try to analyze it a little bit, and then afterwards, when they show them talking about it, I'm like,
I was right.
Really cool. And I love that Neil Druckmann brought on actors and voice actors from the video game to be a part of the show, and like the Marlene character is the woman who actually voiced Marlene for the video game.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty smart how they've handled everything so far. And
I can't believe it's over already.
I know. Here's the thing. It sucks, man. It's like, okay, now you had this show over the last 9 weeks or whatever, and it started out big, and it only became bigger along the way. And people are now really into the universe of The Last of Us. And how long do you think you have to wait for that season 2?
I don't know.
Some of these shows that we've all watched together. Everybody's watched them, and then the season ends, and the next season doesn't come out for such an awkward amount of time that you lose track of it.
What's going to happen now is that you have this time for anybody who's never even considered playing the video game. Will buy the video game. It's available on PC in a couple weeks, maybe a couple months.
Oh, that's smart of them, actually, if they're doing that.
And for someone who's played it 4 times and was not a gamer prior to that, I highly, highly recommend it.
I think you're right. I think anybody who plays video games and crossover also likes that show. They're definitely going to do that to fill the time.
Do we need like a really good PC to play this game, or can I use my little mini one that...
You might be able to.
Oh, I don't know,
With all
but
that RAM stuff. Get a Raspberry.
the people in the Discord were playing. I'm so bad at this. It's not Fortnite, but it's one of those kind of fighting games. And
God of War, War God.
I don't even know if I'd get it if you said it. That's where I'm at in some of this. But you could be like a tank. You could be like this. There's like different types of characters that you could play, and you all like
Rocket
fight.
League?
No, I don't think it's Rocket League. But you like fight together on a team against another team. And it's middle of the night. I'm drunk. And they're like, Sean, you got to play this game with us. And so I go, okay. And then I realize I can't play it on my Mac in my office. And I go, okay, we got a couple of Windows computers in the studio. And I tried to load Steam and the video game up on it. And it was like, like one frame at a time. Like it was, it was bad.
I'm at this point now where I get the new Fortnite, which the new chapter is actually pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like they changed it up and updated the PS5, and now there's some phenomenon that only like 1 in 100,000 PS5s get, where it's drifting.
Uh-oh.
So if I don't hold on to like the left or right joystick, I just spin in circles. No matter what game I'm playing, I'm just spinning in circles. I don't know what to do with myself. I've tried all of it. So chat, help me out, please.
Lucky you. It's a very rare occurrence.
I got dizzy.
Right on you. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. By the way, March Madness is coming up. I don't have much to say about that other than the top 4 seeds are Alabama, Houston, Kansas, and Purdue.
Okay.
Congratulations, everybody. Have
Sports,
a good game out there. Just know there'll be a lot of betting very, very soon.
Well, I'm glad we set that one up for...
Just wanted to pay it off, before anybody gets angry.
Thank you, Sean.
When we get back, I got to talk about
People
another...
do get angry. We found out over the weekend. People get super mad.
What do they get mad about?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it necessarily, but the snapshot I sent in the group text of a person with definitely some mental delusions going on, and some of you are weird, man. A lot of you are beautiful human beings. I love you in particular, but there's some other folks out there listening who are a little bit crazy. When we come back, another Airbnb nightmare. What happened to this person? We'll get into that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. 104.1. Real radio. 104.1.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from State Road 535 into Sand Lake Road because of an accident on the left shoulder. There's a lot of slow traffic westbound on I-4 from the Beach Line to Central Florida Parkway and from World Drive to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's a crash in the right lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to Amelia Street, and a crash northbound on Hiawassee Road at Arundel Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Cash.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Find everything you love listening to on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
The Monster Brew Bus is ready to roll. Saturday, March 18th with stops in Port Orange, DeLand, and Claremont. This traveling party is brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com and Kaufman and Lind. The bus may be sold out, but you can still meet us at Dunes Brewing, Persimmon Hollow, and Claremont Brewing. Special thanks to Wassey'sMeatMarket.com, MCA Transportation, and Jersey Mike's. Get more info at realradio.fm/brew.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
The Hook and Ladder Sub has been a Firehouse Subs original since day one, with Virginia honey ham, smoked turkey breast, and melted Monterey Jack. And a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nuh-uh. Oh, no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about Supplemental Security Income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
Our Fence Outlet salesperson was a wealth of information. Things that weren't addressed by other companies were addressed by Fence Outlet. We're so pleased with our new Fence Outlet fence.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
A small roof leak can lead to a big problem if not repaired. Call the professionals at Skylight Roofing for all your roofing needs. 407-430-ROOF. Get your free roof inspection, skylightroofing.com. Roof with us.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This is The News Junkie.
Man, this is bad for them. Another one of these Airbnb nightmare stories in a moment. They think they got you sorted out, Sabrina. On YouTube, John says, "It's your controller, Sabby. Just happened to my buddy." And Gidzilla Prime on YouTube says, "Sabrina, you need a new controller!"
I
Exclamation
just
point.
got this system.
And is it happening on any other video games?
Yeah, no, it's
It's
Last
just-
of Us and Fortnite. I was just spinning uncontrollably.
Oh, no, maybe if it's on multiple games, maybe that would be the controller.
Did it take you a while to find a PS5?
It did. It was like
It's still hard to get those?
No, I think now you're okay to get them. But
I
it
don't know,
was
man.
like a while you needed an invite from somebody, or if you had a PlayStation prior to that, then they would send you like a certain code. And it was while we were talking about it a couple months back that a listener was kind enough. He's like, "I just bought one to flip on the internet, but I'll flip it to you." And then 24 hours later,
I don't know what they look like anymore.
They're cool looking.
I haven't even seen a PS whatever in so long. I have no idea what they even look like.
I just know that over the weekend I looked at my phone and I had a notification from the local subreddit that was like, "The Costco on this street has PS5s," and I was like, "Not for long." I guess
Everybody's hauling ass out.
I didn't know that was a thing that people were still like alerting everybody about.
Right. Yeah, well, maybe it's under control now. But you know what's not? There is a giant seaweed blob that is headed for the state of Florida, everybody. I'm trying to
Is it red tide?
my head wrapped around this. I think this is different because, Sabrina, this says marine scientists are tracking a 5,000-mile wide.
What?
5,000 miles. That's huge.
All right,
It's like the whole East Coast, isn't it?
mile wide state
I think that's longer than the whole East Coast. 5,000 miles wide would probably be from Florida up the end of Canada or something.
See, width of America.
Yeah, see if America's width from
it's
coast to
twice
coast.
the width of the United States.
So from coast to coast, we're 2,500 miles, and this thing how could it even be that big? It feels like it would be like one end of it would be on the shores of England, and the other end would be over here if it
I
was
love
that
that
big.
the seaweed all got together like that.
They're just chilling out.
That's real sweet.
5,000-mile wide seaweed bloom that is so large it can be seen from space. And they say it's called a sargassum bloom. And they're nothing new, but scientists say this could be the largest in history, and it's headed for Florida right now.
I mean, why do they think wouldn't we have a comparison from the last time there was even a 2,000-mile wide seaweed clump?
Because this is just massive. They say the thick mat of algae drifts between the Atlantic coast of Africa and the Gulf of Mexico, providing habitat for marine life and absorbing carbon dioxide. Well, that's good. But also, it can wreak havoc when it gets closer to the shore. It can block light from reaching coral and negatively impact air and water quality as it decomposes. And so this big, giant seaweed blob is headed for the state of Florida right now. It's going to get all those damn spring breakers, hopefully. So wrap them all up and make it so
Take that.
they can't get back to the college they left to go party on the beach in Miami for.
They're all surfing, and they fall in the water, and then they come back looking like the Green Goblin.
And then they're just stuck, and then you got a seaweed all over you. Miserable time.
But then what happens, once that reaches a shore of some sort?
I guess it just kind of takes over, and then
That's
I think
scary.
I think they would have to get it, right? They would have to pick it up. Because we don't. Okay, I'm going to step into
What do you mean
territory.
pick it up? Where are they going to just put 5,000 miles of seaweed?
I feel like
on Miami.
Why not
just plop it on there?
Sink it to the bottom of the ocean?
I don't know what the hell they do. I don't honestly know what they do with this because
a lot of sushi.
We need it a little bit because it seems like it's doing some good stuff, but it's also so big that it's becoming a major issue. And they said it's a blanket of seaweed. Spanning twice the width of the continental United States, and Florida beaches will be inundated with seaweed. So if you're out there putting your feet on the shore, you could be just seeing seaweed as far as the eye can see. Big green seaweed beaches.
Now, I'll take that over the red tide stories that I have heard as of this weekend. Like, my little sister was at St. Pete Beach, and they were like, we tried for a second, and it smelled so
it stinks
bad. It smelled so bad, and then you could just see a line of dead fish.
Oh, man.
And they were like, we were there for about 20 minutes. But the most disgusting thing was seeing all the other people that were like swimming and sunbathing amongst all the stank and the dead fish.
Can it hurt you, or does it just smell because all
I don't
the
think
dead
it's
stuff?
good for you to ingest. I mean,
Whoa.
if it's killing the fish, I imagine it's not great for your body.
Yeah, that's
Diarrhea
not good.
City.
I know they've had warnings and stuff. Look, I'm not somebody who goes to the beach very often.
What?
I lived in West Palm Beach, and I still didn't go to the beach very often. Of course, I still lived far away from the beach, even though it sounded like I was right on it. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty bad. It's a huge, huge blob of seaweed that we got to figure out what the hell we can do with this thing.
I think it's a little weird to call it 5,000 miles wide because now that I'm looking at it like a satellite image of it,
I want to see that.
It's more like 5,000 miles long, and it's just kind of like widely situated. Hold on,
Okay.
I'll pull up a picture of it so you can see.
Yeah, I want to see this thing. So it's not like, is it like a thin line that goes from Florida to Africa? And it's 5,000 miles in total, and it must be like interrupted at some points.
All right.
So, that's
here
it.
we are. And see what I mean? Like, yeah, it's wide, but I mean, it's more long.
And it's not perfectly together, it doesn't look like. It looks like
Once it does get together.
Oh, it's going to make a mega seaweed monster. And then we're done for. Yeah.
Yeah, we
You
dead.
can see on the map where there's areas where it's heavily concentrated, and then that's just going to be a whole different thing
Don't want the
to deal with. All right, very quickly, an Airbnb nightmare. There's been so many of these lately. People are starting to swear off the service because of all the stupid rules, all the fines, all the nonsense. It turns out when you open your platform to anybody to let them rent out their house, it also lets on the assholes. And they got a lot of rules.
Little lesson learned. It just took a decade.
Strange expectations that people have because they're so personal about it being their house. People are, I don't think there's much other than maybe your baby that people are more sensitive about than their house. Have you ever seen somebody who was going to sell their house and you get the realtor, and then when they get prospective buyers, almost always the realtor is like, the seller does not need to be here. We want you to be gone when this happens. Because prospective buyers go into the house you're selling, and they'll be like, "Oh God, why?
I would
they
have never done this."
Yeah, and they're like, "Well, let's tear all this down, and let's knock this down." And if it's your house, you're like, "What? What are you talking about? Knock this down?"
And if it's a hot house, they also recommend that the buyers write sweet letters on how you're going to carry on this beautiful memory.
Weird process,
not gut
that
it
is.
from the inside out.
That happened to my house.
And you guys won it. Sweet letter?
We didn't write
no,
any
they gave it to
letters.
somebody else.
No.
The sweet letter person didn't even get the house.
No, they gave it to us.
Boy.
No, but
You gave him a magnet, though, right?
I'm kind of curious.
Fair trade.
What the people that used to I mean I don't know if we had owners with renters before us or if they were owners, but I mean we gutted that place.
Yeah,
we said all the things.
But if they were
about
selling,
how ugly that place
and
was,
if they were there when you were walking through, and you're like, "Oh God, who would choose this color for the walls?" And they're like, "Oh my God, this has got to go immediately."
Yeah, I'll rip that out, take that wall out.
And when they're in the house, they're like, "This is our beautiful home you're talking about."
Paint over all those markings of how tall your kids got throughout the years.
It's funny how that happens. People get so sensitive about it. And
I mean, the first thing that we did when we got the keys to that house is Ashley stood on the kitchen that we demolished anyway. But she stood on the kitchen counter and ripped off this like Eat, Pray, Love sticker that was up in the kitchen. Ugly ass thing.
You're like, the moment is it officially ours? Okay.
Dance like
This
no one's
comes down.
watching.
Seth Godwin is the guy's name. Godwin says when he and his friends arrived to stay in a beach house, they experienced sore throats and foggy heads after the first day.
So mold?
They attributed to the weather at first. Later in the day, they went upstairs when a water heater broke, and a repairman called by property owners said the heater had been leaking for a very long time, and the immediate area around it was just covered in mold.
Ooh.
He said he immediately contacted Airbnb support, who asked for all kinds of documentation, which I provided. They said they'd contact me within an hour. I had to call them every day to get any update. When I asked them why I hadn't been contacted within an hour, they told me they do the same thing they do every single time. I called them, "Sorry, we're dealing with a lot of complaints right now."
Oh, okay.
Boy, I wonder why. Maybe we need to relook the rules and regulations and level of power that you give the people who are putting their places on Airbnb.
Yet Airbnb says nothing. Like, besides, we have a bunch of complaints. I have yet to see, like, hey, we need to revisit everything. Because after years and multiple stories, like maybe our policies and how we keep up with those that we are allowing to use our platform. But they seem to just dodge all the bullets.
It's going to be a while.
They need good press.
It's going to be a while before they say anything about this because Airbnb operates worldwide, and for every one or two stories we have a month where somebody has a terrible Airbnb experience, there are hundreds of or thousands of people who have had just a fine in and out Airbnb experience.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they signed up for. Everything was cool.
Yeah, but they got to do a
Everybody
better
went on
job.
their way.
They got to do a better job of getting that out there. You know,
Sure.
of combating this, I think, a little bit.
I mean, I like their some of their advertising that I see. Like, I even got on their website just because I saw like they have these little categories of stuff that you can rent. Like Airbnb does a cool thing where they're like, hey, get on and browse our website. Don't have a destination in mind. Don't even have dates in mind. Just what do you want?
Yeah.
And so there's like, oh, here's islands you can rent out. Here's mansions.
Nice.
Do you want a tiny home? Do you want
one with a yacht?
Yeah. Do you want one with a yacht?
Oh, yeah, one with a yacht.
Careful with that.
And you're probably not going to be able to use it if that's the case. Let's go over to a couple of dispatches. I haven't played a single one yet, and I want you to get your time. Here's our friend Mo Manji, the realtor with a dispatch. Oh, hang on. That's coming in right now.
Hey,
Let me get
guys.
this
Hope
back
you're
up.
doing okay.
He's talking about
well. Hope you're doing well.
buyers and sellers.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well.
Nailed it.
It's raining like crazy where I'm at, but yeah, that happens all the time with houses. You'll even have buyers that will walk in and they'll love the house, but then they'll start complaining about the paint. And it's like, you know, you can paint that wall, right? You don't have to refuse this house because of the paint scheme. But yeah, that happens all the time when the seller's there and the buyer's like, yeah, I don't like this. but it's awkward. Thanks.
Well,
Bye.
I think that part of that also stems from what I always was told about when you're touring a property is never act like you love it, because then you are giving away your negotiation power. Like if you have indicated to the realtor or the sellers that you're like, oh my gosh, this is my perfect house. I could just see my kids growing up in it. And oh, the pool is perfect and everything is great. And I love this and I love this and I love this. Well, guess what? I mean, if you think you're going to talk them down, that person knows you 100% want this place.
They got you on the hook right
exactly.
there. Yeah. When we toured the house that Courtney and I bought, when we were walking around, I was like, okay. You like try to poker face it.
I mean, you could gush over it, but then at the end just be like, but still not as good as the other one.
Yeah, you got to
make way cheaper.
Yeah, you got to put like a couple other places in the mix so they think there's some competition going. There's a whole strategy here. Here is laying down the law, talking about this big blob of seaweed.
Hi, news junkies. Hey, Sabrina, don't worry about the sarcasm. It's not going to hurt us. I was on vacation pre-pandemic to St. Croix, and it came in on the shores there, and it smells a little fishy, but it's not like red tide. There's no like toxicity to it. It's not going to make your eyes burn. It doesn't smell like dead fish. It just kind of smells like probably Sean's home because he has that fish tank. And anyway, then the people would just rake it up, and it's
Shots
really
fired.
good to compost and put on your gardens and stuff. So
your microphone is insane.
Don't worry about the sarcasm heading this way. We'll just get some people to rake it up and compost it.
Rake it up?
Yeah, who are these rakers?
It's a giant rake.
You just got we lined the beaches with people with rakes that are all scooping it up, and then where do we put it? We just make a pile?
I put it in space.
You
got to shoot it at the sun.
3D rocket.
Rake up a bunch of this sargassum bloom, and everybody thinks we got a day's work in. We did a really good job. How much bloom is there left? And they say 4,950 miles.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Let's go back.
Keep going. Here's Rob Ross talking about red tide.
Morning, crew.
Hey.
Yeah, red tide causes respiratory issues, and
Not
the
good.
seaweed is that long because it's in the Gulf Stream, so it's being carried. Other than that, I don't know what to do. Anyways,
all right.
Yeah, that's another thing.
No
because
solution.
They're describing it as a blob, but what he's saying is right. The Gulf Stream is spreading it out.
Right.
Like mayonnaise on bread.
Now I'm hungry.
Well, it sounds better when you say it that way. Here's Guitar Slinger.
Well, junkies.
Hey.
Apparently, even seaweed goes on spring break. It's the only explanation for a 5,000-mile wide patch of that stuff.
Thanks, Guitar Slinger. We're going to do one more real quick. Some of you are like, sometimes these dispatches just come out of left field. Like, here's Jen.
Is it a gyro or a hero? Because I feel like you're offending me with your pronunciation.
That's from last week.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, I think so.
I've always called it a hero.
A hero?
I could be wrong.
It's not a hero.
I'm not saying I'm right.
I think it is hero.
But I'm saying
it's
that
a
gyro
hero.
sounds awful, and
Hero.
I don't want to eat it.
She
Peace
said
out.
straight up hero, which is like another word for sub.
I need a hero.
That's the weirdest thing. I always am interested in like things that are super regional, and one of the most common ones is like soda versus pop. And if you're born in a particular area, you call
Or
it
subs,
pop.
hoagies, grinders.
Yeah, subs are the weirdest because there's a bunch of different names that different areas of the country use for what that sandwich is
But
called.
is it at this point in 2023 exclusive to that still? Or when you go to that area, they know what you're talking about when you say pop, but most people still say soda.
I think that some of that has been changed big time by marketing and stuff. So, like, think about one of the biggest chains, I think maybe the biggest chain in the United States of America is called Subway.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if you lived in an area where they said something else, you're not going to get away from the messaging of Subway, and you're going to understand it as a sub, too. Just that there's, like, different sections of the country where they say it differently.
Have a pop.
Yeah. I always was weirded out when I would encounter
Whenever
somebody
I
who said that.
visited Ohio, man, whenever I went to see family up in Ohio, they're like, "Oh, you're having a pop?"
Mm-hmm. No, I'm having a soda.
I'm having a Coke.
I want to fight over this.
And a
But
smile.
here is Just In You with the dispatch.
What up, y'all?
Hey.
Do you also feel cheated from this weekend?
No, for what?
Yeah.
I lost
me
an
too.
hour.
So, anyways, this whole bank debacle thing. I was leaving work Saturday. We work in a plaza where there's a Chase Bank. and there was a line wrapped around the building. People waiting in the drive-thru, waiting out front, trying to withdraw their money. And I'm sure some of them were allowed to, but those guys in the back of the line, they started freaking out. Oh my God, the banks are out of money.
Yeah.
What do we do?
I'm not going to get my money.
Just transfer it somewhere else.
I think, let me see where it is now. But
What do we do when, I have Ally, just like you. We have no physical bank to go to.
We can't even go to a location.
They just
and
sent me yet another email like, you are not going to believe it, but we are pumping up that APY. We're going to give you more money and more interest at the end of the year. With this scare, I have no place to go to.
I haven't had a big issue with like not actually having a brick and mortar bank though. I haven't run into too many problems with that just yet, but who the hell knows?
I used to go to my bank all the time when I was paid in checks. It was easy to just go through the drive-through and do the thing. And usually the money was, because it was a credit union, usually the money's available very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not like waiting on everything. But I can't remember the last time I've been to my physical bank.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know where it is.
You just see them close down one after
I
another
know
after
where it
another.
is.
By the way, with all this stuff going on with these banks, Bitcoin is jumping up quite a bit.
Ooh, let's take a look.
A lot of other crypto is following along. It's up about 10% to 24,215.
It's so funny, man. This Coinbase is what I have most of my stuff in, and it's like they'll only give me the notifications when it's really bad.
Yeah, right.
But I got nothing about this. It really did jump up, almost $200 for me.
If you go back to Saturday, March 11th, Bitcoin was at 20,000, and today it's at 24,000. So,
but never forget, what was it? It was, how about this? November of 2021. It was up so much that that's when I should have pulled out.
Yeah.
I was at like $3,500 for a $190 investment.
really irritating when you miss that exit route. Like it's hard to get it perfect, but maybe it'll go back up. But when we come back, we got to get into more of your comments. Plus, a baseball game goes crazy. Everybody was pissed off, all because of the umpire. What did the umpire do? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from State Road 535 into Sand Lake Road because of an accident on the left shoulder. There's a lot of slow traffic westbound on I-4 from the beach line to Central Florida Parkway and from World Drive to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's a crash in the right lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to Amelia Street and a crash northbound on Hiawassee Road at Arundel Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Gash.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
That mortgage guy, Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage and host of the Home Loans Radio Show, a dear friend of mine, and he is here for you. He has over 250 5-star Google reviews and 1,100 reviews at experience.com. It's very safe to say that Don knows what he's doing, and he's looking out for you, my friends. Chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table. So get that money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Immediately, you'll see when you go to the website, it is chock full of information for you. Very easy to navigate through and has beautiful buttons. One, apply now. Another one that says compare. And if you hit either of those, fill out the application. Don's going to review your quote today. He's a mortgage broker. He's not a corner bank or retail lender. And that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. You want to see the difference? Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. ThatmortgageguyDon.com.
We all do it. Joining online home improvement groups and saving our favorite kitchens. Thinking, someday. But a kitchen remodel seems too expensive and time-consuming, right? Actually, you would be surprised at how affordable and efficient it can be. And with Home Outlet, you have access to the largest selection of in-stock cabinets, plus completely free kitchen planning services. Let the experienced designers at Home Outlet help you turn Sunday into today. Visit your local 100% employee-owned Home Outlet to get started.
What happened during COVID I call the car rush, like the gold rush. It was crazy. Cars went nuts. Then they came down hard. And now they're leveling off, and I believe they're coming up a little bit. So if you want to sell your car, go to GiveMeTheVin.com, and you will get a good check, a quick payoff, a clean pickup, and a great experience. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey folks, it's time to de-junk and do some deep cleaning. Let Zero Res help. Zero Res can clean your carpet, furniture, tile and grout, sofa, area rugs, everything. Right now, get your tile and grout clean and sealed for 20% off. Make an appointment at OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the News Junkie.
This baseball game where everybody freaked out in just a moment. And
I was freaking out. So.
It's a freak out?
You look concerned.
Freak out, man. It's spring break.
Whoa!
Yeah!
Boobies.
I don't even know if I could just physically spring break anymore.
Give me a matinee spring break.
Yeah.
And I'm in.
Is there
Can I
like,
be there for 2 hours, then go take a nap?
is there like a really like a kid's version to spring break?
Did you guys
almost?
ever experience like spring break, like college spring break?
No, not like that. Not like it probably is today on a beach in, say, Miami or something. No
I
way.
always worked like in college for it. I had a job in which I couldn't take off because all the other college kids I was working with did it before me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I lived in Fort Myers, that was the one time that I got to at least travel for the day and experience that spring break. But it wasn't like you saw on MTV, I don't think.
No, it just looks like a mess.
Mostly
because
I blacked out and I don't remember it.
It just looks like a giant mass
It's gross.
of like sweaty, drunk
STDs,
humans,
chlamydia, for days.
everywhere.
5,000 miles wide.
It's like STD roulette, just wandering around those beaches and all the after parties.
Hey, babe, want a funnel?
We had a winner who sent in not a winner. We had a listener who sent in an email.
Everyone's a winner.
He's a winner too.
Some idiot.
He sent in a dispatch of him DJing a spring break event, and there's just like a crowd as far as you can see.
But I would love to DJ spring break.
It would be cool
They
because
would
everybody's
eat it up.
hammered and
You
they're
just
having
play
fun.
Rat-ta-ta by Skrillex.
Yeah.
You don't even know because
that's the big one.
No,
yeah,
it's not.
It's the number one
It's the
EDM
new
song right
one.
now. You're talking about this one?
No, man.
Rat-ta-ta!
Honestly, spring breakers would be embarrassed.
They would love this song! Yeah! Spring break, baby! They'd be going crazy right now.
You know
Crazy.
what? I hate that you've made me hate this song because it was fun at the time.
At the time, this is in its prime right now.
It is over 10 years old.
I know. It's still good. Still works out, I think.
Show your
Skrillex's
age.
music is so in your face.
Have you seen him recently?
No, yeah, he like
He looks good.
yeah, he looks like a model now or something.
Yeah.
He like shaved or cut his hair and like
Has a
kinda
beard now.
fancied himself up a little bit.
Is he still, I mean, at this point, does he still go by Skrillex anymore? Or is he
does.
just Sunny?
Yeah, no, I think he's still Skrillex, and I think that song would still work on the beach at a
No,
big.
it would not.
I would be so
Sweaty
excited
party.
to hear
Have
it.
you heard Rat-ta-ta-ta?
No, I don't even
With
know
Missy
that one.
Elliott? Oh, I'll find the clean version for the next
I know the
episode.
Missy Elliott song where she does the rat-ta-ta-ta thing.
Yeah, Skrillex
He
and
just-
her combined.
Oh.
It's the hottest EDM track.
I see
See,
that.
Sealand heard it.
Yeah, I can see that working out.
Oh, my God.
Right
You're
now.
so old.
I'm not that
Look at
old.
you.
I mean,
I feel like it's groovy.
I do have my agenda this afternoon seems kind of old because
Oh, no.
I have to go take my blood test right after the show.
Do you have the correct address this time?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm good. But I only have like 10 minutes to get there. So I'm
Do
going
you
to
have an appointment?
full speed. Yeah, of course I have an appointment. I know that. I say of course, but I know that my track record would suggest that maybe I don't have an appointment. But
We don't believe you.
I do have an appointment this time, and everything should go well.
Have you eaten a banana or anything?
I'm completely fasting right now.
No water either.
No, I'm
Taking
drinking
this
my
away.
water.
You can't have water, man.
And I got a problem with that actually because I think I have to do a urine sample, and I'm trying to
Remember, start, then cup.
I'm trying to like finesse my way to the urine sample because I have to pee a little bit right now. But I feel like if I pee right now, am I going to be able to build up enough to
you will.
to pee again? And I get a little worried about that.
Don't they only need just like a really little bit?
Is
Or
there
do
a
you
line on the cup you have to get to?
No.
Oh, okay. I believe you.
There used to be, but it made people feel inadequate when they couldn't get to it, so they removed the line.
Could you imagine if C-Lane had a urine sample and the other sample on the same day? Imagine mixing that up.
Oh, so I got to do that after the show. I don't think I have it in me to spring break anymore. I don't think I could survive
You want
through
to try on Friday?
one of those long
Oh, God,
days.
no. We have another holiday on Friday.
Oh, we have St. Patrick's
That's
Day,
right.
right? Oh, we got to do something for St.
C-Lane,
Patrick's
make sure you
Day
Uber here.
on
Okay.
Friday. I got a shirt.
I'll Uber here on St.
Oh, you
Patrick's
have a
Day.
shirt?
Yeah, I got a shirt ready for St. Patrick's Day.
I'm going to wear the same one I do every single year.
I thought about doing that, and I still might because the one that I bought when I was a little drunk, and I was like, "What? This thing might
It's
be."
the cat one.
No. That's the one I always wear. Yeah, but I bought another one, and then I was like, "This looks like it could." You know, sometimes when you buy a shirt and you like the design, but then you get it and it's like starchy and like
Yeah.
not soft, and
Wash it.
it looks like it might be one of those. So, well, yeah, we're gonna have some fun on Friday on
I hope
the
it's
show.
not the Mobile, Alabama one.
No.
Okay.
No. That's a good one.
I have the amateur sketch.
Yeah, the leprechaun.
Sleeves off, no rules.
Raise your hand if you saw the leprechaun one.
Who wants to see the
Must be a
leprechaun?
crackhead.
That was fantastic. Okay, real quick, let's do this. There was a baseball game, and it was Mississippi Valley State versus New Orleans, and it seemed to be going normally, and everything seemed to be fine. It was the Southland Conference game, and the umpire responsible for this is in big trouble now because the batter is up to the plate, and the first call that goes in, the batter gets pissed because he thinks it's not a strike, and he's probably right.
It's a big gamble to take in the ninth.
Okay.
1-1. Call
Can we
the
ground
strike there, and it's 1-2. And
So it was low, and the batter's like pointing at the ground like, "Hey, that was way low. Are you kidding me? You just called that a strike?" This is why they want to replace these people with robots. So he gets pissed off.
Don't they even have the meter, though, for it?
I don't know if they have it in this level of baseball, but they do have that. And it was on ESPN, so, I mean, maybe they said they had that technology. So that was the first time.
Oh, my.
And it was way low. It definitely wasn't a strike.
1-2 coming. It's down. Oh, my gosh!
The ball wasn't even close. It wasn't even remotely close. It was almost like the catcher had to move and like slide over to get it.
And they called it a strike.
Yeah, and the ump is like, strike 3, you're out, and he just starts walking away. No, this is at the end of the game. This was the final thing to end the game.
Wow! He got rung up on ball 2, and the game is over.
That's insane.
Oh my goodness, that is
so screwed
horrific. Well, the Privateers win the game, a game they looked like they were going to win anyway, but Hummer just wanted to go home.
I can't believe that.
That
was under his kneecap.
It's just unquestionably not a strike, right? Like, you're not arguing this. It just was definitely not a strike.
Was he making crap calls prior to that?
I don't know about before this, but he was so pissed off that he was just like, whatever comes in, I'm calling it a strike, and we're getting out of here. They suspended the umpire indefinitely after this.
Yeah, they should.
He's in trouble now, which, God, that's so screwed up that they would do that. These people are working hard. They put this team together. They're out there fighting to have a fair game, and you just can't even be fair about judging things because you're pissed off. So that's why he's in trouble over that.
Boo.
When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
So glad you asked. What's coming up on the next episode? A recap of this year's Oscars, and if you're looking for something to be outraged about, let's go over the in memoriam omissions.
Uh-oh.
Thousands of tickets have been sold for a Canadian music festival featuring Doja Cat, Harry Styles, and more. One problem. It's a scam, bud. Plus, a Pornhub moderator is blowing whistles. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Today is a Fox 35 weather impact day as a cold front is bringing showers and thunderstorms across the Florida peninsula. We could be monitoring heavy rain at times, the chance for damaging wind gusts, and even the threat for some small hail. Remember to depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team and download the Fox 35 Storm Team weather app. Have a great rest of your day, and cooler air is on the way starting tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
Folks, the weather is all over the place today. You might get poured on. Tomorrow it'll be hot again. And then obviously with spring rolling on into summer, it's going to be a sweaty, sweaty future we have ahead of us in Central Florida. Unless you have Mills Air on your side. That's why you need to reach out to them. If your AC is blowing just warm air, you need to make sure you're comfortable. You deserve as much. And sometimes you won't do anything about it because you're like, ugh, it's going to be super expensive. They are fair and honest over at Mills Air. And this is a locally owned and family-owned business. And they've been in business since 1992. So that's 30 years plus of experience in keeping Central Florida cool. So you are in very good hands with them. They can service any brand that you might have, and Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, so they can get you rebates for a brand new Carrier unit. Plus, they have financing for basically everybody out there, so you just can't go wrong with Mills Air. You should call today to schedule your appointment or to start getting preventative maintenance where they get ahead of any potential problems. 407-277-1159, or you can find them online at millsair.com.
Here's the reality. The cost to repair termite damage could be in the thousands. Even worse, most homeowners' insurance won't cover the damage. But Massey Services does, with an unlimited termite retreatment and repair guarantee that covers the structure and the contents of your home. Massey provides a free termite inspection and creates a customized treatment plan with the Centricon system. For peace of mind protection, call Massey Services, where you can always expect more and get it.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helped you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nuh-uh. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next-day energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
It's spring break. Be ready to roll. Valvoline Instant Oil Change provides a stay-in-your-car premium Valvoline oil change that includes an 18-point maintenance check, all in about 15 minutes. Go to GetYourOilChange.com to save up to 50%.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
The Fence Outlet team is knowledgeable and professional. They have fair prices and they take care of the permits. I'm very happy with my Fence Outlet fence.
Check them out for yourself at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252 and C108.
Your rights to justice are under attack in Tallahassee by insurance companies. They are trying to shut the door on victims' rights to recover compensation in their darkest hours. I'm Glenn Levine. Call your lawmaker and tell them to vote no on House Bill 837 and Senate Bill 236 and keep Florida free.
The Hook and Ladder Sub has been a Firehouse Subs original since day one, with Virginia honey ham, smoked turkey breast, and melted Monterey Jack. And a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
What happens when we're off the air? At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. The show that takes you from Skywall Summer to Jack Rocket Fall. Whatever that means. This is the News Junkie.
The next episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Don't forget, you could go over to thenewsjunkie.com, find all the links you need to get the podcast. If you miss any of the show today or at any point in time, do that at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV. You can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
That's right, spring break.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey,
smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgagiguydon.com, and the Home Loans Radio Show. The man, the legend, the actual human that knows what he's doing when it comes to mortgages. Perhaps buying your first dream home. Go to the website, start the process today, thatmortgagiguydon.com. 17 years ago, 2006, Black Sabbath was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, along with Lynyrd Skynyrd, Blondie, Miles Davis, and this group.
Oh.
They're from the UK.
Oh, the Sex Pistols.
The Sex Pistols is right. And 17 years ago, the Sex Pistols declined the honor, but they were inducted anyways.
Oh.
Which seems to be like a reoccurring theme with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Kind of happened with Dolly Parton, right?
Yeah, she was like, I'm not a rock and roll artist. I decline your offer. And they're like, we're doing it anyways, Dolly. So just make a rock song so you can perform it at the ceremony.
It's so funny to me. Sometimes you play that song, and I think about how controversial the Sex Pistols were back then. And then I think about like how that happens. If you go back to early rap songs, and then like think it was controversial at the time, and compare
nothing now.
the songs now that they have to those songs, you're like, wow.
But what has stayed was the fact that crazy Christian conservatives would be like, the devil is in that. And the devil has been in it since, the early 80s.
Oh, yeah. I even had, I've told you about my fourth grade teacher.
Marilyn?
No, Miss Studer. She said that even that songs that didn't have lyrics could be satanic.
Still satanic.
Like the beats and the guitars.
You don't want that.
Also on this day, 242 years ago, Sean, you remember this?
I was not alive.
1761, William Herschel discovered Uranus.
Ah.
Uranus.
Think of all the jokes that have been said since then.
242 years worth of them, that's for sure. So happy birthday, Uranus.
Thanks to that guy.
Everything, everywhere, all at once, got everything, all the Oscars, all at once, kind of.
How many did it win total? Do you have a total number?
You bet your ass I do. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once won 7 of the 11 Oscars it was up for.
Damn.
Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Supporting Actor. Jimmy Kimmel made several references to not that movie, but the infamous Slap, and so much more that you could see on the Oscars last night.
He thanked the
if you
Crisis
watched
team
it.
at the end.
Did he really?
Yeah, like thanks to the Crisis team. Great job.
Brendan Fraser, like it was mentioned earlier, he won for The Whale, and he got maybe, I guess, nervous that he was going to have a heart attack in the middle of his speech.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, not at all. But it's for the role, I suppose. From the mummy to the tummy, huh? I made that one up. Also, we have for the Oscars, the big Everything Everywhere. Also, Glenn Close. She was supposed to present an award this year, but she could not attend after what?
She
was too Glenn far away?
Testing positive for COVID-19.
Oh.
More like, Glenn, not so close, please. Oh, but his was fine. Also, Jimmy Kimmel, several references to the Slap. He added at the end of the show, he went backstage and flipped over a number on a board to indicate that there has now been one consecutive Oscar ceremony without an incident.
That was really funny. Elizabeth Banks was, I don't know what's up with her. She was kind of rough on her whatever she was presenting.
Yeah.
She almost tripped on her way out to her mark.
Oh, that's not good.
Like physically, not on her words.
No, physically. And then her words, she barely had a voice. Like she had lost her voice. And then the only funny redeeming part was she who directed Cocaine Bear was presenting with a giant cocaine bear who was like asking everybody for cocaine in the audience.
Some snubs because all the people that died this year was a big old list, and people are very upset by the snubs. Who do you think? What name pops out to you? It was a very headline-heavy death that was not mentioned during the in memoriam segment of the Oscars.
Anne Heche?
Anne Heche.
Oh,
is
really?
One of the big names, yep.
Do you think that they do that on purpose?
I don't know. Like, they also say, as their excuse, well, look at the website. We have the full list there.
I wonder if it's because of the way Anne Heche died that they were like, because they couldn't have not
But she
thought
still
about that.
died.
Yeah, I would have just put her on there if it was me.
Paul Sorvino was also snubbed. Gilbert Gottfried was snubbed as well, which, I mean, as far as Aladdin goes, he would have gotten the Oscar, at least from 8-year-old me,
Yeah, he
for his role as the parrot.
What's the bird's name?
It's not Rafiki, but I keep saying that.
Iago? Is that right?
Iago.
I don't know if I just made that up or
No,
not.
you did. Points for Sean. See, I was going to go through the rest of the snubs, but it's like 5 pages thick, and I don't have time
They
for
missed that many people?
At least they made it seem like it on metro.co.uk.
A lot more people are dying than there used to be. I
guess so.
While the Oscars recognize the best performances, let's take a look at the worst performances, because the Razzies also happened. Bum, 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 bum. Worst picture was Blonde this year. Congratulations to Blonde.
All right.
The Marilyn Monroe one?
That is correct.
I didn't see that one.
Me either. Worst actor, Jared Leto in Morbius, despite its meme fame. Worst actress was the Razzies. They gave it to themselves.
Huh. Was that the one that they had nominated a kid for?
That is correct. And they feel so bad about it that they gave themselves the worst actress. That was supposed to be Ryan Kiera Armstrong for Firestarter. Worst remake, ripoff / sequel was Disney's Pinocchio. Worst supporting actress was Adria Arjona
I don't know.
for Morbius as well. So they got a worst actress and actor. Congratulations.
The most hilarious thing about Morbius was when it went viral and all the memes were out there. They're like, let's re-release it in the theaters. And then nobody went to watch it.
Worst director was Corson Baker. Points for that is the actual name of this celebrity.
Corson Baker?
Colson.
Colson Baker? I have no idea.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, is it really?
Isn't that just the stupidest
That
name?
doesn't sound quite as cool.
Mod Sun for Good Morning. Worst screenplay was Blonde. And Tom Hanks. He also got worst supporting actor and worst screen couple for him and his face in Elvis.
Oh.
This was the only Tom Hanks song I could find on YouTube.
Listen to the drums.
Houston, we have a problem.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get.
I don't hate it.
Okay, well, you might hate this because I went and finally got access to Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, make me a song about Tom Hanks.
All right.
And it gave me lyrics.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't write this. Chat GPT did.
Well,
GPT.
So who gets credit then if it's funny?
He's got a smile that lights up the screen. A charm that's timeless, a class act it seems. From Big to Forrest Gump and beyond. Tom Hanks has always been a megastar. Tom Hanks, the man we all adore. Tom Hanks, forever in our hearts for sure. He's played a cowboy, a captain, and more. This is all Chat GPT. A hero, a villain, a voice we adore. His talent knows no bounds, it's clear. That makes no sense. Tom Hanks is the one we hold dear. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. He's won an Oscar. He's won our hearts. Tom Hanks is the one who sets us apart. He's more than an actor, he's a friend. His legacy will live on till the end. Tom Hanks.
Chat GPT.
I like when it runs out and just repeats Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
He's the world's greatest leading man. Our hero, our friend, our biggest fan. Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks.
It's not terrible.
They say adore 14 times.
They just kept saying Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks.
I had a field day on Chat GPT this morning.
You want to say Chat GBT
It's P.
so bad.
Yeah, but when I go P, it could be a B or a T.
There was a couple of lines where I was like, wow, why would it do that? But
Cowboy? When did he play a cowboy?
He was
Woody.
Yeah.
Duh.
Toy Story.
That's my bad. Well, time flies when you're using an AI to write songs on the boob tube, my friends. Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks. The Voice has blind auditions on NBC. The Bachelor, Zach, is returning to the U.S.
Uh-oh.
Where was he?
He was
they went to
outside of the U.S.
Yes.
Oh, C-Lane knew the answer.
No,
you guys
I
don't
don't-
watch it anymore?
It's on the television, but I'm usually doing some work or doing something else.
I forget what places they went. Different countries.
They go like Estonia or something.
Estonia was
Cleveland, baby. Jussie Smollett, Anatomy of a Hoax on Fox Nation.
Okay.
Nation. All-American NCIS, and you can catch Ka-Chow, Owen Wilson on Kimmel. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, there is still so much to get into. And, just the news that there's an asteroid that is actually seriously possibly going to crash into planet Earth.
It's chill.
You got to hear this. You need to know, is this the end of the world? There's been a lot of these that have been false alarms, but this one might be different. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from State Road 535 into Sand Lake Road because of an accident on the left shoulder. There's a lot of slow traffic westbound on I-4 from the beach line to Central Florida Parkway and from World Drive to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's a crash in the right lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to Amelia Street and a crash northbound on Hiawassee Road at Arundel Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Gash.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's panini flavors are getting even bolder, like buffalo chicken paired with creamy mac and cheese. They're sure to be the envy of every lunch. Go ahead, try a new bold panini today. Gotta have a Wawa.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today, like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Mars bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates. Could you use some extra help meeting basic needs? Like putting food on the table or paying the rent? Keeping your home warm and the lights on? Buying new shoes for growing feet? Or help with medical needs? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. It's money you can use to help pay for basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, or medical needs. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to learn more about SSI and start the application process today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, don't speak to the insurance company. They aren't your friend, and any statement you give them could be used against you. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
At Sunbelt Rentals, tools rule. They also clean and cut, chip and chop. They construct and destruct, help you climb up high and dig down deep. We rent tools that do so much for those with so much to do. The right size tools for your size jobs, and the expertise to help you rent the perfect one every single time. So next time you need a tool that nails, screws, paints, or polishes, rent in-store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron. Yeah. Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
In St. Pete Clearwater, every day is a great escape. With 35 miles of white sand, there's no better place to get away. So let's explore the secluded beaches of Fort DeSoto or paddle our way around Honeymoon Island. Let's kick back, kayak, and catch crimson sunsets. Let's trade busy schedules for laid-back vibes. Let's make today and tomorrow a beach day. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
Hey everybody, Jim here from my friends at Solar Bear. Did you know that last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate increases and they're meeting regarding another? But you can stop going along with these rate increases because now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear. The #1 solar installer in the state of Florida, they can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And right now, get 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. SolarBear.com.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer has to say about their experience.
After the hurricanes destroyed our old fence, we took the advice of our neighbor and called Fence Outlet. They were fast and professional, and we love our new fence.
Check them out at FenceOutlet.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Radio! 104.1.
3 best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This is the News Junkie.
I was chasing highs till I found you. We're doing it in slow motion. We're doing it in slow motion. I was chasing highs.
I'll get to you, to your dispatches from the News Junkie app in just a moment. A couple of things to clear out of the way, some housekeeping, if you will. Please bear with me. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and David emails. And David says, with the current onslaught of magnets for Game of Magnets, I would like to send a roll of stamps for the community. I know it would take weeks for you to get them from the office, so should I send them to Moses DeWitt, or is there a more direct route, this person said. That's DG. Thank you, DG, but no, please, you do not need to do that. I sorted out all the problems with shipping those magnets, and I got it under control now. It's just uncomfortably and annoyingly like 3 times more expensive for me to send all of them, but that's fine. Everything will be okay. And also, stay away from the GoFundMe for postage for the magnets, which somebody posted for $69,420 as the goal on this GoFundMe.
Has anything been contributed?
Not
to
as far as I could see, but please don't. Please don't contribute any money to that. It has nothing to do with us, and all is well in that world. Speaking of magnets, those of you who were the lucky first 1,000 people in the Discord, the News Junkie Discord, incredibly active, incredibly fun. C-Lane was in one of the voice chats over the weekend. I saw him on his camera hanging out.
It was not fake?
Fake
audio?
No, it wasn't AI C-Lane. It was legitimate C-Lane hanging out, talking with a whole bunch of people. It's kind of fun in those rooms, just kind of chilling out.
Sometimes I enjoy the voice chat more than the regular just chatting.
Yeah,
because things tend to happen fast, and then I'm trying to reply to this thing, but it's moving fast. The voice chat's easy because I can just throw my AirPods in and kind of, BS with people.
And then people are like,
Almost
holy cow. Please don't do that. People are like, holy cow, it's actually C-Lane. And so it's super fun. And it's a whole big community where you can do video chats and audio chats. And then there's the main general chat room, and then all sorts of various topics from pets to sports to news and memes.
God.
What's going on with your phone over there?
I can't.
She's on TikTok.
No, I'm not on
She's
TikTok.
like, I'm bored with this. I'm just going to scroll my For You
When
page.
you guys are
right?
done, let me know. It's amazing that you can actually have your phone on mute and that it still
does it?
Yes.
Oh, it's annoying.
My annoyance is and I don't know what the rhyme or reason is. Maybe it's because sometimes I'm on Facebook or sometimes I'm on Instagram and I don't know which one. But if I tap, I want to mute usually.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it just pauses. So I can't, there's one platform I can't watch something without the sound being on.
Yeah.
If your volume is down all the way on your physical phone, I feel like the app shouldn't have the right to still play the audio full blast.
I didn't think it could do that. That's weird, but
My bad, everybody.
All right, so on the Discord, which you can get to at thenewsjunkie.com, you'll see the link very prominently on the homepage at thenewsjunkie.com, and you could pop in and hang out. ROI says, Sabrina not on Discord? Sabrina is on the Discord as well. She pops in over there.
When I do pop in, someone has to do stuff that makes me get off of it immediately.
She's had some interactions that she doesn't think have been ideal.
Can't have a private life at all.
Oh, that's gone. That died a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's we have no privacy anymore. We're completely screwed on that front. But
yeah, we're gonna have to go old school where it's like, win a date with Sabrina. Because if she has a Tinder profile, we'll screenshot it.
Go over to thenewsjunkie.com.
I deleted that, by the way.
And you'll see the link to the Discord. And here's what I wanted to say. The first 1,000 were promised the Moon Mags, which have come in. They're killer. They're only for people who are within the first 1,000 of the
Seaweed and
Discord.
I were within that.
You were, yes. The both of you were. But you don't get one.
Okay.
No. Of course you get one. You guys can always have whatever. You
and
guys
I'll sell it.
You can sell it on what's the website? OfferUp.com?
That'd be great.
Marketplace.
Let's put it on there. I've seen tons of
I'll go
magnets. for sale.
Craigslist. Let's go.
Yeah, go old school. So those magnets are in. They look awesome. They're like the moon, and a real cool design by our graphic artist, Charlie Layton, who does all the stuff for the show. And we're going to be giving those out starting today. So here's the way this is going to work for the first 1,000 people on Discord. If you are locked into that role on Discord, you're going to get access to a channel where you can see a link. You'll fill out the form, and then I'll send you that moon magnet that is owed to you. But you'll only have it till Friday to fill it out, and don't fill it out wrong, because if you put the wrong address, you're screwed. I'm not sending these things 5 times. And if you don't get to it in time by Friday, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. You have until Friday at 5 p.m., and you can get claim the moon mag that you got for being in there earlier in the Discord.
And he'll send it, and then Jack will get all of them.
He gets
and then
1,000.
we'll resend them.
Jack he's at a desk with a pile of 1,000
But he
magnets.
says nothing about it. He just puts them. Hey, Jackie.
We'll try not to do that at all costs. So I'm going to send those out, and here's the thing. We'll probably have some leftovers, and I'm going to give those to the God Mod over on Discord, Slabadabba. And so even if you're new to the Discord, if you're stand out and you post some cool stuff and they think you're doing something good over there, you could be rewarded by getting these. They're exclusively just for the Discord.
By the way, Mike on YouTube said he said my name.
Mm-hmm.
He said, C-Lane, I need my Discord reset. That is a slabadabba question.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
what button to hit for that. I don't know how that whole
Can't
thing
just
works.
Control Alt Delete your Discord, bro.
So that's going out today. Starting today, you have until
nerdy.
Friday.
Yeah, bro.
You have until Friday to figure it out and fill out the form. If you have any questions, go over there and don't be too annoying, please. So the link for that is, again, at thenewsjunkie.com. I have one more thing to tell you, but I'll get to that a little bit later.
Jeez.
I want to get to this very alarming news from NASA that just came out. And I don't know if you guys watched over the weekend. They had another launch window for that 3D printed rocket.
Yeah.
And I'm watching, and it's like, it was a hold. It was held at around a minute or so on the countdown timer, and they said that a boat came too close, near where the launch site was, and then moved the boat away. And then the timer goes, and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And nothing happened. The rocket just sat there on the launch pad. And I guess they canceled it with like 0.003 seconds to go.
Man.
And I was really surprised. I thought that was the moment
Because
we
we're
were
all just
seeing.
watching to see if it will explode
Yeah.
once it's launched.
Yeah, definitely. It's a possibility that this thing could just blow up.
I think they were like in the control room and they were checking all their levels and all their readings, and they're like, I don't know, this 3D rocket things. And then they're like, hey, somebody call Frank and tell him to move his boat into position. Oh, we got this hold.
We need to buy some time, please. So they got another window coming up, and that's going to be happening soon. That's another really cool thing about the Discord. There's experts for different topics. So there's a guy named Astro who's like a bigwig over in the world of space stuff, and he pops in and he gives you all like
He won't tell you exactly which company he works for, but space stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those big space companies. And he pops in and he'll say, another attempt at launch today at this time. This is happening with SpaceX. Here's what's going. It's really, really awesome to get all those kind of updates. Otherwise, I even would lose track of this stuff. But NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office has announced it's been tracking a new asteroid that could potentially hit Earth on Valentine's Day in 2046. So it's 23 years from now that this thing is going to possibly hit Earth. And I love that it's on Valentine's Day because that makes it a little sexier.
So specific.
As a story. NASA's good at this stuff. They know what's going on. Yeah, 2046.
So you're going to be...
Oh, no. Please, 23. I'll be 64. Oh, God.
Isn't that wild?
Ah! That's such...
64 years old.
If I make it to 64 and the asteroid hits me, I'm fine. I won't mind it that much.
Hit me, baby.
They said that there is a decent chance that this thing could hit Earth. Often when new objects are first discovered, it takes several weeks of data to reduce the uncertainties and adequately predict their orbits years into the future. They said, what if it crashed into your town? Well, it would be pretty bad if it hit a city center. This one, they think, is like a 1 in 300 chance that the asteroid could hit Earth in 23 years on Valentine's Day. They explained that this asteroid, named 2023 DW, because they don't name these things anything cool, is a city buster
capable of trouble you call DW.
Capable of knocking out Washington, D.C. or London if it were to hit Earth. So they're going to keep an eye on this, and hopefully we don't get wiped out.
Hey, Siri, remind me in 23 years about the asteroid.
Oh, we got that date. I keep forgetting this. The date where everything's supposed to change for C-Lane, according to our psychic. Is that your phone again?
It was Siri reminding me in 23 years.
That one was warranted.
Yes, it will be. It's God damn
March.
March. Spring solstice.
Are you worried, C-Lane? Are you a little frightened?
I think it's good news. Remember,
equinox.
It's the equinox.
March 20th.
March 20th.
5:24 p.m.
Ooh, I almost took that day off.
1 week away. It's next Monday.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Can you see anything in your calendar that, like, you would be perhaps receiving some news?
Do you have any appointments that day?
No. Well, let's see.
Anything leading up to it?
Yeah. Make one for that exact time.
All I have is get Amy Caulfield.
Well, it'll be real interesting if that happens on Monday.
And then you and I, Sean, have time to do what we have to do to make it a fun day for us.
Well,
because it's supposed to be sad according to the tarot reading.
Yeah, I'm really concerned.
Was it supposed to be sad?
Yes.
For us. Great
Yes.
for you, bad for us.
The psychic said that it was going to be a life-changing event for C-Lane and a bad thing for me and Sabrina. And that's really all we know so far, but that's next Monday.
By the way, she's been on point for as far as how alone I've been.
Oh, there she was.
No, it's not in a bad way, but
brutal.
she was right.
Yeah.
A lot of TV.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of, unfortunately, The Last of Us is over.
That is correct.
So that's been taken from you.
We started the second half of, I think, the final season. I think this is the last one, but because they split it in two.
Mm-hmm.
But you came back this weekend.
Yeah. I only heard a couple of the stories.
You finished it? What did you think?
I was like, I'm still undetermined, but I wasn't pleased.
No,
I didn't love it. I haven't finished it, but the first half was great. Loved the first half. A lot of cool stuff happening. Second half, screw you, man.
They could have just ended it a couple of seasons ago, I think.
Yeah, but
the
now
first
I
two were
want the
good.
way they ended it. I'm like, well, what are they going to do for season 5?
Right.
If they have one.
Yeah,
Did they?
Oh, you didn't finish it?
No, I didn't.
They kind of left it open,
Okay.
in my
Of
opinion.
course they did, because they could make some money off of that thing if
But
people
remember,
are still watching.
he doesn't want to do the sex stuff anymore.
No, yeah, see that actor
Even though
had
that was
said
the best part.
he's uncomfortable
Bless
doing
you.
the sex scenes because he thinks it's like a shot at his wife or something.
Right.
Their relationship if he films those sex scenes.
If you hear an actor say something like that, do you think that maybe there's been an issue with infidelity previously?
It wouldn't shock me. If that was the case, I wouldn't be that surprised.
I mean, when you when I met Ashley and she was like, I am an actress, and then and this is my passion, and I want to pursue this, and to be in movies, I want to do all kinds of stuff. I would have to know going into the relationship that she could potentially, if she wants to be a big star, she almost positively has to find herself in a situation where she's making out with some dude on screen.
Would you be
or
uncomfortable?
worse. I'm sure it would make me a little uncomfortable when I first saw it, but I would have to remove myself from the fact that, that's her job and that's what she's doing. Now,
You think about the kissing, though, but if you find yourself, like, with a pair of actors that their chemistry is insane.
That I don't
Where
like.
you can, like, witness them portraying a couple that's in love with each other versus, like, you could see other actors like that 50 Shades of Grey. By the second one, you're like, these two hate each other.
Yeah.
Despite what they have to do.
That's the only part that would make me mad. If Courtney had to do some scene, first of all, I'd say, this is interesting. You haven't been an actress before this, but all of a sudden,
Okay.
right to the
It's
sex
a fantasy
scene.
world, man.
If in this fantasy world, Courtney books a scene where she's supposed to, like, be in a sexual situation with some guy, as long as she didn't look like she was having too good a time, I'd be okay with it. But if she looked like if I was like, I haven't even seen some of those faces myself. What's happening here? I'm not quite thrilled about this right now.
but at the same time, you would think that if there had been a problem in their relationship where he had stepped out, and then maybe his wife is now going, I don't feel comfortable about you being in these situations because you've been in them before, not on camera, and it's been an issue.
Yeah.
And so I think when I hear that an actor goes, I don't really want to do a lot of sex scenes because I love my wife, I'm like, what did you do? Well, where did you screw up, man?
I mean, there's been situations not too unlike this, even in radio, that I've heard of before.
Yes.
And these kind of things happen. And, like, you're right, one infidelity moment can change that whole game immediately, where it's like, you're never doing another movie scene like that. This has never happened. I don't want you working with this actress. Everything changes on a dime. All right, let's go to you. Let's work in some of your dispatches. You can join us if you record a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Here is, Rican Mommy has an answer to your video game problems, I believe. Here we go.
Hey Sabrina, if
Sup?
your PS5 controller starts freaking out, you can tap the PlayStation button, and on the bottom there's a bunch of little icons. If you go to the controller and press X on it, it'll give you the option to shut the controller off, and then just hit the PlayStation button to turn it back on. That might work. If not, you could just be a little rough, or you could just have a busted controller.
Stop getting so rough with your
But
controller,
either way,
Sabrina.
you could always ask Moneybags
bad.
Watson to see if he wants to donate to the Sabrina Foundation.
What?
That
Wait,
is
we have a new
controller.
foundation?
No.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
What, did you understand what she said? You got to hit the PlayStation button?
Unfortunately, I did do that.
Oh, you
She
tried it?
basically-
I did all the things. There's a reset button in the back.
That's annoying.
I threw it against a table.
Maybe that's what broke it.
Yeah.
Oh, you threw it after it was broken.
Yeah, I blew into it like you would a cartridge,
You should try everything.
Basically-
Just desperation.
and I'm still just spinning in circles.
She did a short story long version of saying, Sabrina, did you turn it off and turn it back on?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But I appreciate the advice.
Let's go over to Synth Solution with a dispatch.
Sean, I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Okay.
Skrillex was never good. His music sounds like diarrhea in a wet paper bag.
It's loud. It's abrasive music, the Skrillex music. But I think people still like it, I guess.
I like the wub-wubs.
I'm not out there in that scene
The
anymore.
wub.
Here is, we got Laying Down the Law chiming in.
Hey, yeah, quick follow-up to my sarcasm dispatch. Yes, we will hand out rakes at the beach, and all the spring breakers have to rake off a little spot where they're going to stay, put their blankets down, have their beach fun. So that's how we're going to get it all raked up. And then you just bring in the big dump trucks and fill them up, and I don't know.
And go where?
This doesn't sound like a plan. She's talking about this giant patch. How many miles long did they say it was?
5,000.
5,000 miles long.
It's twice the size of the United States in width.
Yeah, and it's a huge algae thing or like seaweed thing.
I wonder if this is like the edible kind.
Oh, I don't know.
For sushi.
If it is.
I was thinking that.
Like for
Go have 'em get
sushi,
it.
seaweed salad. I like to buy those little like dried seaweed snacks.
Mhm.
Okay.
Those are
I
delicious.
hate those things.
Really?
Oh, God. I think that's why I don't like sushi, because when they wrap it in that stuff, I used to feed that stuff to my fish, like the actual same stuff.
Okay, don't you
Not the
feed
wasabi
shrimp to your
flavored.
fish?
No, not that one. They wouldn't like that. We feed them shrimp too, but that's
Do you
somehow.
eat shrimp?
Yeah, it just seems less weird when it's shrimp. It's the crunchy stuff. It's weird to me. I don't know. Not personally, not really hugely into it.
I'm sticking to my beefaronis.
Well, the folks. I liked how that made an
I
appearance.
did. As soon as I
In The
saw
Last of Us.
the
Yes.
beefaroni make an appearance on Last of Us, I was like,
You had a bunch of people thinking of you at that moment.
I looked right over at Ashley and said, "That would be Sean. That's Sean's apocalypse right there."
I'd still eat the hell out of
Right
that,
out of the
too.
can.
All right, when we come back, we'll get to more of U+. There is a very, very interesting backlash that is surfacing, and it has to do with young kids who, when they were very, very, very young, went viral, and now they're kind of mad about it. We'll get to what's going on, and I'll give you some of the examples. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Oh, hi. You need something? Just say it. Real Radio 104.1.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from State Road 535 into Sand Lake Road because of an accident on the left shoulder. There's a lot of slow traffic westbound on I-4 from the beach line to Central Florida Parkway and from World Drive to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's a crash in the right lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to Amelia Street and a crash northbound on Hiawassee Road at Arundel Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Gash.
This report is sponsored by Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $16.50 admission through the end of March. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Look, you got to get creative out there. There's a lot of stuff going on, even these bank stories the last couple of days that make you think the economy is a little shakier than you'd like it to be. Get smart. Start making money on the side. Start saving up some money. Use the Upside app. The Upside is an incredible app for anybody that buys gas, groceries, or goes to restaurants. That's almost all of you. With Upside, I'm not getting slammed by inflated prices because I get cash back on every single purchase. To get started, download the free Upside app. Just go into the App Store, search for Upside. Use my promo code REAL, R-E-A-L, to get 25 cents or more back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Next, you just claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. You check in at the business, you pay like you normally do, and you get paid. If you're at a restaurant claiming a deal in the Upside app, nobody at your table will even know what you're doing, but you're making money, and you're watching that balance climb. The Upside users are making more than $1 million every week. Get in on that. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. It is not too good to be true. Start making this money right now. Download the free Upside app. Use the promo code REAL to get 25 cents or more back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's promo code REAL.
Get ready to celebrate your favorite podcasts at our iHeart Podcast Awards. Tune in as the best podcasts take home awards in categories like comedy, crime, pop culture, and more. Watch on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel and Facebook page. And listen right here tomorrow night at 9.
Considering an EV for yourself or your business? Consider the benefits of subscription. I'm Scott Painter, CEO of Autonomy, where an EV subscription is like a lease but way more flexible. It's a debt-free way to get month-to-month access to a new EV. You can even pay with your credit card. Learn more at autonomy.com.
As road pros, we know how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, from making alternate routes to finding the best cup of coffee on the road.
And how to help get better mileage. Yep.
Yeah, all diesel fuels are not the same.
Yep. Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps you get further down the road. Helps keep your engine cleaner, you know?
Keep this baby running. That's the goal. Get the job done and get home.
Yep. Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com. Compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Lowe's knows how to get your lawn ready for spring. And right now, you can get up to $20 off select Scott's Triple Action Fertilizer. Plus, get a Cobalt 40-volt 15-inch string trimmer or leaf blower. Your choice, $149, only at Lowe's. Get set for spring. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 3/9 through 3/22. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hurry in during Ram Truck Month and discover what it truly means to drive a truck that's built to serve. Ram Truck Month, going on now. And now purchase and get 1.9% financing for 72 months or 10% below MSRP on 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn models. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. 1.9% APR financing for 72 months equals $14.71 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/3/23.
What makes you instantly happy? Fresh baked cookies? A baby laughing? Or finding out you can get instantly approved to get the things you want most without using credit at Rent-A-Center. Shop the brand name furniture, appliances, electronics, and computers you love at a Rent-A-Center store near you or at rentacenter.com. Rental purchase lease transaction. Visit rentacenter.com for details.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now, so I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Cars bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
If you're injured, how much is your case worth? I'm attorney Mo DeWitt. You never asked to be injured. Don't let the insurance company shortchange you. Injured on the go? Offer too low? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Office, Orlando.
The Hook and Ladder Sub has been a Firehouse Subs original since day one, with Virginia honey ham, smoked turkey breast, and melted Monterey Jack. And a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
What makes the going good? Is it burgers or pizza? One slice or two? At Racetrack, it's all of the above. Stop in for BOGO $1 pizza slices and the new bacon cheeseburger pizza. Racetrack, whatever gets you going. Limited time item at participating locations.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's the Woody Show.
Hello.
Rod Ryan Show, check it in.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
Alter Ego, are you ready?
All of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music.
A little bit of everything. All of the great podcasts for every interest.
Stuff they don't want you to know.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Beware the chat room. Trust us, you've been warned. This is the News Junkie.
I was chasing highs till I found you. We're doing it in slow motion. We're doing it in slow motion. I was chasing highs till I found you.
R.I.P. the chat room. The Discord has over 1 million messages posted in the last several months alone.
Oh, my.
And very, very active. And they're claiming their moon mags right now. So best of luck over there. I think it's the time of year when we seem to get like a big influx of these stories, because I swear in the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've seen so many teacher sex scandal stories. I've seen at least like 5 or 6 of these in the last couple of weeks alone, where you have traditionally, generally speaking, a younger teacher. Most of these women are under 30 years old, and they have a fling, a sexual relationship with somebody who's in their classroom or that goes to their school, and then it gets all brought out into public when they get some charges against them. And it's amazing to me to see this kind of stuff happen. And I'm always, here's the thing that kind of gets me, and I don't know if it affects you in the same way, but when I watched How to Catch a Predator, great show, very, very compelling television.
They stopped it, after a guy had killed him?
Yeah, it got pretty bad at the end. But you're watching that show, and Chris Hansen is like, to take a seat, to sit down, and they go over your chat logs, and it looks like
if it was Chris Harrison, he would just come in and go, "Ladies, this will be the last Predator."
The most very different dramatic season yet.
He would come in and he would say, "You say I'm just here for a friend." Oh yeah, then why did you bring a 12-pack of Magnum condoms and a 12-pack of beer and
some Kool-Aid?
It's very awkward, and it went on and on and on. And I thought to myself, like, okay, this is good television. Then the next year goes by, and the next year goes by, and the next year goes by. At one point on the show, I swear to God, they caught somebody who had been busted in a previous sting on the show. And not only does that blow my mind, but the idea that this was a worldwide phenomenon, this show, and people were still like, I'm going to talk to a kid online.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go over to their house.
It's insane. And then you look at this show that had much success, and it was kind of like this weird twist, and we loved watching it. There was some good that came out of it. They worked with the law enforcement, so at least these people were arrested. And now the show is completely canceled. I think he tried like some online version of it.
Yeah.
But then you have very, very successful TikTok accounts that are pedo finders.
Yep.
And they do their
They go
own
out there
sting.
and find them.
And they go just to confront them at Walmart, and they're like,
In the parking lot.
You're either going to answer my questions, or I'm going to start screaming that you're here to meet up with a 14-year-old. No law enforcement involved whatsoever.
No,
They're still out and about.
Just for social media, just to post it on one of these sites to go
Facebook,
viral.
Instagram,
People still do it. They still fall for it. And so I think the same thing about these teachers. It's teacher sex season once again. And I'm going, how many other teachers have to get caught doing this before you realize you're going to get caught? You're trusting that like a 16-year-old that you send your boobs to isn't going to show his friends. Are you crazy? If I was 16 and my teacher sent me a picture of her boobs, I would be showing all of my friends.
Especially if it were one of a short list of teachers that I really would have wanted to see.
Sure. Yeah. And that's not to say it's right to do that. It's saying it's a 16-year-old. And in this case, the latest one is a teacher at a West Central Florida charter high school. She's accused of engaging in sexual acts with a juvenile student. Paige Worley is 22 years old. She's out of her job now, obviously, charging her with lewd and lascivious battery, authority figure over a student, lewd or lascivious molestation, defendant over 18, victim 12 to 15, authority figure over a student. So that's like an extra added charge that they put on. Lewd and lascivious exhibition, authority figure over shooting, over a student. They keep putting that in.
I think one of those authority figure over a student charges is one of the ways that they can get charges to stick on a person who would hook up with a student who is 18 years of age.
Right. Yeah.
Because
otherwise it would have been legal.
Yeah, it would have been totally legal, but now they have an authority thing, so there's still something they can get you with.
It makes me wonder, and there is such an issue with not having enough teachers, but with that young of age, like that, a 16-year-old, 22-year-old, 6 years apart.
Yeah.
So if you're 18, you're dating a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
And that span
it's not that
is
weird.
not that weird,
No.
except when you go into the authority relationship of it being a teacher versus student. It's like, should teachers be this young?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because if you took all of these, and I'm going to do just, I'm making up some numbers here, but I believe this is probably going to fall within the lines of where we would end up. If you took every single story about a teacher having sex with a student, the majority of them would be female teachers having sex with a male student. That's the majority. And the majority of them would be female teachers who are under the age of 30 having sex with a male student. So if you look at that and then you extrapolate from that if we just waited until all teachers were 30, there'd be enough of an age gap between them and some of the students, and then they wouldn't do this. But it sucks for all of the other normal-ass teachers who are in their 20s who aren't trying to bang the students.
Right.
You know, that's the really annoying thing. And I don't know how many, like what percentage of teachers that is.
There has to be a study or stats on this.
I'm still amazed nobody's done a documentary on this phenomenon.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to be reading stuff that's not completely accurate at this point.
Yeah.
But with this much information available, scrap the docuseries. There has to be some sort of median age.
Yeah.
Or if it is, what it weighs on and what the factors involved could be.
Yeah, the age gap thing is very, very interesting and probably the most important thing that leads to these cases going down. According to the sheriff's office, since February, this teacher, Paige Morley, 22, allegedly met with the male student after hours through school-sanctioned events. They would engage in sexual activities during the events. It's unfathomable how a trusted member of our community could abuse the power and position they were given. Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister said in a statement, "This woman was entrusted to educate students and be a positive influence. Instead, she's a disgrace. As a father, I empathize with parents who are learning of this, and I appreciate the school's cooperation during this investigation." So she's the latest to be in trouble. Maybe other teachers will think twice about that, but they haven't done that in the past. All right, this story about these young kids who are now firing back at their life and their parents and how they treated them because they went viral as children. And they're pissed about this. And it's kind of interesting. We'll get into that before we do jury duty. Some weird lawsuits that we need to talk about there as well. And then I got another couple notes and housekeeping kind of things that I want to get to you before we wrap everything up today. So stick with us. More dispatches on the way. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Bot free since 2008. At Real Radio 1041 on Twitter. Powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
The Bears pulled off a weekend shocker, getting a haul for the #1 pick from Carolina. I've always had my doubts about Chicago, their front office and ownership, but this current regime, maybe they get it. Now they have more picks, a budding roster to keep building around Justin Fields. It's not Super Bowl or bust, but they need to show some progress. If not, the Bears have the ammo to take another quarterback. I'm Colin Cowherd.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nuh-uh. Oh, no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Hey y'all, this is your girl Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge? For a coupon and daily support, sign up at Metamucil.com today.
Universal Orlando Resort is hiring daily. Offers made on the spot. Positions start at $15 an hour. Include amazing benefits. And interviews are available in person, virtually, and by phone. Apply now at UniversalOrlandoJobs.com and join our universe.
Could you use some extra help meeting basic needs? Like putting food on the table or paying the rent? Keeping your home warm and the lights on? Buying new shoes for growing feet? Or help with medical needs? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. It's money you can use to help pay for basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, or medical needs. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to learn more about SSI and start the application process today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
It's time to start getting in shape to get out and enjoy our beautiful weather. So why not get your vision in shape as well? My father-in-law and my son chose Dr. Filatowski, and it changed their lives virtually overnight. Schedule a consultation today with the leader in vision correction surgery, the Filatowski Eye Institute. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule an appointment now. They have the latest state-of-the-art tech, and their surgeons have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. You're in good hands. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that LASIK consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute today.
This St. Paddy's Day, the shenanigans start early with the Monsters broadcasting live from Antamar Irish Pub in Maitland. Join the Monsters in the morning and begin your day with a look at the Irish at Antamar. Featuring a breakfast buffet, Irish coffee, Guinness on tap, and live entertainment throughout the day. The Monsters, live at Antamar Irish Pub in Maitland. Located in the Sheraton Orlando North Hotel, Antamar is the largest Irish pub in Central Florida, and the Monsters are taking it over. St. Paddy's Day from 6 a.m. to 11. Sláinte!
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Reset your rest at Mattress Firm's Big Spring Sale. Shop top brands today and save up to $700. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select purchases. Time to score big savings on your dream bed.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real radio. Real radio. 102.1.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
I want you to imagine yourself in this scenario, and it could be very real for a lot of people moving forward specifically. And it's an interesting question, I think. There's a story out in, of all places, a place that I go to all the time to get my latest news updates, Teen Vogue. That's where the real news happens.
You're allowed to buy that?
They don't let me get into the grocery store, but I can still access the website. And Teen Vogue has this story about what they say is a new phenomenon out there where kids who went viral when they were little are pissed off at their parents. Like, they're pissed off at their parents that...
Yeah, we didn't have consent.
Yeah, they didn't have any involvement in whether or not their entire life was going to be put out there online, and they don't like it. And so I'll read you a little bit of this because I thought it was interesting.
Would we recognize any of these kids?
This person's going anonymously, but you might if they didn't, because this says, search Claire's name online, and this is some of what you might find. Photos of her as a child, merchandise with her face on it available for sale, and a YouTube channel with millions of subscribers and hundreds of videos featuring Claire and members of her family. In the videos, Claire grows from a toddler to a teenager. On Instagram, fans comment they miss videos from the old days. In public, people sometimes recognize her and ask for photos. Altogether, the family's YouTube channel has over 1 billion views. But if it were up to Claire, none of the videos would exist.
All right, so this is different than I was thinking when you teased the story, because I was thinking like Apparently Kid.
David at the dentist or whatever.
Yeah, somebody that went viral. This is not just kids that went viral. These are kids that got a following because of their parents' YouTube channel.
Yep.
And that's a little different. Now we're kind of stepping into that territory of the couple that we talked about who, like, basically were like putting their kids to work.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, make sure you're crying.
That's what you're doing. I mean, you're using your kids for work. This is because this is not just reality. This is not just a camera capturing what they would be doing otherwise. You're setting up scenes and stuff. It's like, it's no different from them working on a television show, but I don't think there's any rules around it.
But the difference with the television show, and especially like big fame when it comes to child actors, is that you have a team behind that.
Yeah.
That knows the ins and outs of it. Still traumatizing, as you could see with a lot of adult former child actors.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we've seen in the social media era is people that are not like prepared for that like level of famous.
Yeah, the scrutiny, the comments, all the stuff that you get along with it.
It's too much, man. Like, and it's not meant for everybody.
And if you willingly put yourself out there, and then you get that kind of feedback, it's okay. This is part of the game. You can't control human beings on the internet. It's just not doable when there's such large numbers. So you're going to get the good and the bad. But if you didn't, through any fault of your own, put yourself out there, your parents did. I get that. I get maybe being a little burned up over that. For Gen Z, social media has always been a given. Many consider the first social networking site launched in 1997, the same year that Pew Research marks as the beginning of Generation Z. It's commonplace for young people of this generation to leave their triumphs and travails documented on the internet, with a digital footprint that follows them from platform to platform over the years. But for some people, their parents shared more than evidence of an elementary school spelling bee win or a smiling photo of their first day in college. Instead, the intimate details of their lives, from videos of them crying as children to footage of a parent disciplining them, are shared and sometimes monetized without their explicit consent. So this one girl who was part of those, I don't know, what do they call it, like family vlogging or something like that, where it's like
vloggers.
You got the
mommy and daddy vlog.
Yeah, it's usually like a family, and then you got the kids along with, and it's like usually terrible acting, and they're filming around their big ass mansion that they have because tons of people want to watch this stuff for some reason. And this person, going by Claire in this article, is one of them. Claire, whose name has been changed to protect her privacy, has never known a life that doesn't include a camera being pointed in her direction. The first time she went viral, she was a toddler. When the family's channel started to rake in the views, Claire says both their parents left their jobs because the revenue from the YouTube channel was enough to support the family and land them a nicer house and a new car. That's not fair that I have to support everyone, she said. I try not to be resentful, but I kind of am. Once she told her dad she didn't want to do YouTube videos anymore, and he said, okay, I can imagine this. He said they would have to move out of their house and her parents would have to go back to work, leaving no money for nice things. So you're young. You don't want to be part of this family YouTube channel anymore. And you go, Mom and Dad, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to put this out there. They go, okay, well, we're going to have to sell the house. And of course, and we're not going to have any more nice things.
You know that bed that you have in that room that's all yours? Going to have to start sharing.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have to pile a bunch of the kids. We might get a 2-bedroom house. That's probably what we'll go with. So the family kind of guilt trips the kid into going, well, I don't want to cause all that. I'll keep doing these damn videos. And then this final thing I'll read for you. It says, when the family's together, the YouTube channel is what they talk about. Claire says her father has told her he may be her father, but he's also her boss. Oh, that's nice, Dad. It's a lot of pressure, she said. When Claire turns 18 and can move out on her own, she's considering going no contact with her parents. Once she doesn't live with them anymore, she plans to speak out publicly about being the star of a YouTube channel.
And all
She'll
this
even use her real
information
name.
while she still lives under their roof.
Yep, she's still
That's so
locked into
weird.
this.
And it almost makes it seem like her parents didn't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
This big article.
They would have to know.
Or is it more just of a push to subscribe and see what's going on?
Well, it can't because she's going by a pseudonym.
Yeah, but if she comes out and goes public and starts her own YouTube channel,
I was going to say, you said she's going to go no contact with the parents and then speak out about, being this public, this person that was forced into publicity by their parents. And where are you going to speak about it?
On your own YouTube.
It's a new pageant.
She
It's
goes,
a new pageant parent, man.
subscribe and hit that bell so I can tell you how terrible this life is that I grew up with as a kid of a YouTube family. Is that Claire wants people to know her childhood was overshadowed by social media stardom that she didn't choose, and she wants her parents to know nothing they do now is going to take back the years of work I had to put in.
I also am curious if we did get the reveal of who this Claire person is. Would you be disappointed if you had no idea who that was?
I probably wouldn't, because I don't know a lot of those family channels where they have this whole setup with a bunch of kids and they film themselves. I know the Ace Family one. It's a very big one. It could be one of those kids.
I don't think I follow many families.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of that content. I just see if it gets caught up in some other drama. But this
I follow
one,
nerds and chefs.
Yeah,
and there's some overlap there
right?
too.
There's a little bit. Babish is kind of overlap in both those worlds.
Yeah.
I think a little bit. So,
he's just hemorrhaging followers after that whole video he did where Hogwarts Legacy was the sponsor.
that's so dumb. That
People
whole
are
thing.
just running away from him in droves,
yeah,
right?
By the ones and twos. So this woman is saying she didn't like it. She didn't want to grow up that way. And we can compare that to some things that are more from our time, including we all watched, I think, The Osbournes. And The Osbournes was a mega hit, a phenomenon.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was actually going to bring the Osbournes up because there was a member of that family who said, no, I don't want to be part of this dumb show.
Yeah.
Keep me out of it.
She made the decision that she didn't want her life to be like that. She didn't want to be in the spotlight.
It a woman?
I think it was a sister, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
Talking about the third Osborne? Not Jack, not Kelly?
Yep, yeah, the one that didn't actually take part in the show.
Well, they did I don't know if it was a documentary or a docuseries, but, aftermath, because they were the first to let people in that reality family TV show style, all of it. And it had a major, major effect on them and their mental health.
Yeah, of course.
And that's on top of the celebrity status of it.
Yeah, and imagine back then. Think about this for a moment. Back then, you're on the Osbournes, pulling in millions and millions of viewers, and people are watching you. But for them to criticize you, it's kind of hard for them to get at you. Because at that time, we didn't have all the social media platforms we have now, and your email address or something probably wouldn't be public. So there's all these crazies out there. You're kind of guarded from them because you would just hear mostly positive feedback.
So Amy Osbourne, the eldest, was 18 when the show first aired, and any guesses?
Oh, man.
That was 2003.
2005.
2002.
Oh,
points
my
for Sabrina.
God. Yeah, so there's no social media.
Right.
There's no social media at that time.
And so she said, but good on her. She was 18, and she said, I don't want to be a part of this because she didn't want to be remembered for being a teenager.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame her.
She didn't want that to be what you know about her. And it says it's widely regarded as one of the first ever reality TV shows. It's not.
But it
of that
was
style.
a different level, though.
Of the style that they then copied on a bunch of other shows. I think that was kind of the first big one like that.
And basically, I think she ended up moving out because I think Sharon later said she kind of regretted pushing Amy to move out of the house just so they could film their show.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting, the decisions that are made there. But explain this to me. If you're in Hollywood and you're on the Osbournes on MTV, if you're on a show on True TV, if you're some kid, there's going to be a movie or something. There's a union that you have. There's protections that you have. There are labor laws that you have. You have to provide the kids with X amount of rest time and all kinds of different things and loopholes hoops they have to jump through. But if you're a YouTube family, even if you're making millions and millions of dollars, you don't have to abide by any of those rules because for some reason they're not viewing that kid as an employee, as somebody who's doing a job. Even though that's what they're doing.
I mean, maybe in some of these cases they should be coming after some of these people. Some of these people who, I mean, like Claire, who said her dad said he's not just her dad, he's her boss.
Mm-hmm. That's weird, man.
I mean, have you not heard that, though, too?
Yeah, but if
As
you
a
say,
child growing up,
if you say that, then
weird.
where's my money? I want my cut of this. I want a contract. It seems like sometimes the family is the mom, the dad, or whoever the two people are in charge of the YouTube channel, and they utilize all of the family members to create the content that makes them incredibly wealthy.
You're back to your Macaulay Culkins.
Right.
You're back to your, rumored Aaron Carter situations.
Where the parents take advantage and they take the money and they screw over these kids. So
That's not going to stop me from putting my kid into all the commercials.
right to work immediately.
Let's go. I made you.
Hey, you know what was
I want my kid to do
crazy?
voiceovers.
You know what was crazy? On The Last of Us, this is not spoiling anything really, when they showed the baby in the first scene, isn't that insane? I mean,
listen, I have a whole thing about it, and we don't have time for it right now.
how are they able to film with that baby? That was like a 2-second old baby.
Audio trademark. I have like a working joke in which I'm like, this person gave birth to their baby, and they're like, I got you in commercials.
They handed the baby off to like the producer.
Is there a casting like coach right there in the hospital just waiting for them to give birth? Because
that's a movie baby right there.
At the end of it, she's like, and that was the first time I've worked with this many babies. So it wasn't, I don't think one baby.
No, it was like 7 or something.
All
Whatever number.
newborn.
Yeah,
all less than a month old.
They looked like they were just like freshly born because that's what they were supposed to
And
be.
how much money does that baby make?
I have no clue.
I put my newborn baby on there.
Imagine the rules on that one. Right? I mean, this is like this fragile little thing. Holy cow. I thought that was crazy.
Barely has a birth certificate.
Jury duty. I didn't get into it, but it is brought to you by our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Love Mo. Injured on the go, just call Mo. After an accident, here is the phone number. 866-CALL-MO. 866-CALL-MOE. 866-CALL-MO. You got to reach out to the person who's going to help you out in this situation and not take advantage of you and listen to you and hear out your story after you get injured at work or elsewhere. 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. Just quickly, because I teased it, I want to pay it off. I'm trying to get better at that. Man sues Buffalo Wild Wings because he says the boneless wings there are actually technically chicken nuggets.
Nuggies.
And he wanted to take this to court because why not? They said a class action lawsuit against Buffalo Wild Wings claims the boneless wings are actually made up of chicken breasts and are closer in composition to chicken nuggets than wings. The judge who's ruling over this case was probably the most frustrated judge that could possibly be out there.
If there was a jury, though, can you imagine everyone gets a sample and decides on their own?
Is this a chicken nugget? Is this a wing?
I mean, I get it. It's a stupid
What makes
hill.
a nugget a nugget?
There's no bones in it.
Right.
And then it's usually like
Wouldn't it be a thigh?
jam-packed back together. I don't know.
So if it's mashed up and then refried,
That's what they got to
another.
figure out.
What he's arguing is that it's not wing meat, and I think a lot of times if you buy like frozen, boneless wings, a lot of times they spell it with a Y.
Yeah.
So that
So they can get around
getting away
that.
from that. But I mean,
Put it on the
plenty
low
of
list.
restaurants don't spell it with a Y.
Yeah.
It's boneless wings.
I think it happens quite a bit. Okay,
Or
when we
tendies.
come back, we got some more housekeeping and notes to get out to you, stuff that's going on in the world of the news junkie. A woman has a mission that she is embarking on, and it could affect you. We'll get to exactly what's happening with this lady. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from State Road 535 into Sand Lake Road because of an accident on the left shoulder. There's a lot of slow traffic westbound on I-4 from the Beach Line to Central Florida Parkway and from World Drive to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's a crash in the right lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to Amelia Street and a crash northbound on Hiawassee Road at Arundel Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Gash.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Could you use some extra help meeting basic needs? Like putting food on the table or paying the rent? Keeping your home warm and the lights on? Buying new shoes for growing feet? Or help with medical needs? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. It's money you can use to help pay for basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, or medical needs. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to learn more about SSI and start the application process today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Did you suffer through 2022 with a terrible bathroom? You wanted to make that call to Rebath in Mid-Florida. You just couldn't do it. Well, make 2023 the year that you finally need to pick up that phone and let these guys show you what they can do. And what they can do is amazing. Take a bathroom that you hate, it's old, it's out of date, doesn't look great, doesn't really complement your home, and turn that into a magical spa-like environment that you begin or end every day in, and it makes you super happy. Here's the great thing. They do this with their employees. They do it in just 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are simply amazing. Natural stone, travertine marble, all those beautiful colors. But it's the quality of the products that you've got to feel when you go to the showroom. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, feel that quality, picture that in your house. That can happen. They're exceptionally good at it. Let them design a bathroom that you are going to love using their products, your ideas, their ideas. And next thing you know, their craftsmen will have it installed and you will love it. 2023 is the year that you get a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath, midfla.com.
Every day, all month long, Dunkin' Rewards members who order ahead get a $2 medium iced coffee. Make it Irish cream flavored, exclusively for members. Not a member? Join on the app. Limit 1 member per day. Additional charges and terms may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Here's the reality. The cost to repair termite damage could be in the thousands. Even worse, most homeowners' insurance won't cover the damage. The Massey Services does, with an unlimited termite retreatment and repair guarantee that covers the structure and the contents of your home. Massey provides a free termite inspection and creates a customized treatment plan with the Centricon system. For peace of mind protection, call Massey Services, where you can always expect more and get it.
Hurt on the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell.
Pound law, that's all.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
We're going to have some fun on Friday for St. Patrick's Day.
Sure, baby.
Might as well mix it up a little bit.
What are we going to do?
Well, we're all going to dress up a little bit at least. Just shirts-wise, we agreed on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody got something we can wear?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. That's easy, right?
I have the bag that I've brought every year. This will be, I think, our 9th St. Patrick's Day together.
Oh, my God.
And every year I bring a hat for you guys to wear.
Yeah.
You refuse to wear it.
Is it the big, like, foam hat thing?
No, it's like a fancy hat, but it's green. Like what a leprechaun would wear.
I don't remember.
It's hard
this.
to wear hats.
Yeah, because
I mean,
you always deny wearing them.
I probably can't get the headphones on.
Okay.
That's my problem with
we all deal with it.
with hats.
Okay, well,
I'll try to make some headphone holes. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we need to work some St. Patrick's Day related things into our show on Friday.
You still have all those rejoins I sent you?
Yeah, I do actually.
All right.
Yeah,
I got
we
old
could-
trivia.
we do
or we could
those?
play against each other.
Yeah, we could work up a bunch of things here.
In the past, we've usually just had everyone else get us drunk.
Well, we can still do that. I
wanna
think
go
there's some
live?
ways. Well, no, we're not going to have anybody like actually watching the show, other than they can watch the stream.
I want
but-
Courtney in here, please. It's been so long.
We might be able to work on that. We got a lot of time before that, but on Friday we're gonna have some fun, do a bunch of stuff for the stream for St.
We could do a
Patrick's Day.
secret remote. We could just show up somewhere.
Pop in randomly and not tell the place before we get there.
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not even tell the people.
Podcasters do it all the time.
Yeah, that's right. And then a SUV smashes the wall right behind us.
Yeah, but
none of
the
those.
numbers would be through the
Spike
roof.
would be through the roof for sure. There is a lady out there, and she is a woman on a mission, and she wants to get everybody to ditch the dog poop bags that you use.
No.
This woman's on a different side of this argument than I'm familiar with. Her name's Karina Evans, and she's a dog owner herself. Her campaign is called Flick-a-Poo, and she wants people who are walking their dog to be conscious of the effect plastic bags have on the environment and on the countryside. She said,
Okay, what does she suggest we should do with the poop then?
well, she's got an idea. She wants to
Sure, it's a
shame
great one.
those who leave plastic bags in the countryside while out walking. I don't know who does that. I mean, yeah, find a trash can at least. She said, I'm launching the campaign to shame people that think the habit of leaving poo in a plastic bag dotted around the countryside on branches, gates, and fences that belong to other people is okay. Simply put, it's not okay. I've not seen an abundance of this in my
Okay.
personal experience.
Wait, a sign
Not-
that would
um,
also contribute to the pollution of the
yeah,
earth?
if you had a sign up, or if you, I don't know. Like, have you seen a bunch of poop bags just all over the place?
No.
I don't see this much.
No, I see people that put them in trash cans. I mean, every once in a while, maybe on the ground that have been left.
Yeah, but
But-
not often.
No.
It's not super common. Rather than bagging up their dog's poop, Evans is urging owners to hide their pet's poo in the shrubbery. So she wants you to fling it into some sort of nearby shrubbery instead of utilizing the plastic bag.
Is the point of picking up dog poo at all just for the sake of like convenience? It's of other people not stepping
Yes.
on it.
Yeah, it's
Because
mostly
other
that.
than that, if it was left there, it would, go back to the earth
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be bad.
and be fine, right? Why?
It's just
When does it
gross.
turn white?
It's there's at some point in the timeline where he goes full ghost, and then
Does it not
kind of
like,
falls apart from there.
It is biodegradable, technically.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, sure. Like in his,
Unless you live in like a snowy place.
Oh, then it's just
then it just freezes.
hard-
No, it like the snow refrigerates it.
Oh.
So it
Ew.
doesn't dry out.
Gross.
It doesn't like dry out and turn white. It just like stays fresh.
So somewhere underneath like a permanent, like a permafrost area, there's maybe like the oldest poop that has been kept cold by this stuff from like
Sure.
dinosaurs or something. Oh, that's weird.
Maybe just like a shovel. How about that? Like
she's saying fling them. She's saying fling them into the bushes.
that would be awful.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
And then it's gonna stink, and you walk out to a bush that's full of poop. Poop bush.
I don't want that. I don't want to fling it with my hand.
So you know that tool that they use in the golf courses to make the hole?
Yes.
And they it digs out a perfect piece of dirt.
Right.
What do you get one of those? You put the poop in, bless you, and then you put the piece of dirt right back on it.
That could work. I don't know if anybody's ever tried that before.
Audio trademark.
If they do, now you got to refer back to this and toss some
Just
money
take
over,
5%.
please. We're going to go to your dispatches in a second. Couple of housekeeping items, if you don't mind.
Housekeeping?
Ahead of that, I talked earlier about how you can now submit to get your moon mags for the Discord. I'll grab those during the next break and show you them on the stream so you can take a look. The first 1,000 people over there are getting those. And then there'll be extras that the moderators have to give out to people who are posting good content, doing something fun over there, or overall contributing to the Discord in a positive way. So those are available, and you can check them out. The link is available to people who are on the Discord. Meanwhile, over on the website, the update is finally live. I can't believe it. It's been a million years in the making and almost as many dollars. And the new update to the site is live. I'll show you this in front of me right here. If you go over to thenewsjunkie.com, you now have your profile right on the home screen, which shows you all your stats, how many profile views you have, how many dispatches you've sent, how many followers you have, how many people you're following. You can change and edit all the stuff on your profile right from the website, which
What's that a picture of?
never been
that
able
you're
to do
in front
before. This is just my profile picture.
Yeah, but what are you standing in front of
Just
trying to show?
It's me. I took this when I was doing one of the shirt orders
Oh,
to
got
do
it.
an update. And when I actually last changed my profile photo, that was like the only thing that I had in there. Probably needs an update. But you can set up your account and your profile. And then, of course, you can record right from the main screen. You can check out the latest show and all of that good stuff right on the homepage. And one of the things that I like, there's been a lot of different things that have been added to this. If you click on anybody's name, you go to their profile and you see what they've done, what kind of involvement they've had with the show. And there's Game of Magnets, all that good stuff. But now there is a stats page over on thenewsjunkie.com where you can see where you're at on the scoreboard. And at the end of the month, whoever's number one, I'm going to give some sort of big prize. I'm not sure what it is for this month yet, and the numbers are just starting to come in. You can see monthly, yearly, and lifetime numbers for dispatches, profile views, or whatever. Your dispatch score goes up when you send in a dispatch, if you comment on a dispatch, if you like a dispatch, you get bonuses on the points if you're a Secret Show subscriber. It's a whole point system that works things out so we can see who's most active and hanging out with us on the show here. So you can check that out at thenewsjunkie.com/stats. And if anybody's on top of the scoreboard, you can click their name and see all their stuff. It's huge. It's awesome. And I hope you go over there and check everything out now at thenewsjunkie.com. There's another big feature that just launched, but I haven't been told that it's 100% stable, so I want to leave that alone for right now. Just know that this is all set. And the final thing, friends, the final thing. The Ultimate Pinewood Derby 4 is Saturday, April 8th. Saturday, April 8th. Less than a month away from the Ultimate Pinewood Derby 4 at Tuffy's in Sanford. This weekend, we were totally sold out. Totally sold out of both rules and no rules. Now, we had a couple that we held back, and we're putting those up. And when those are done, we will be 100% sold out. And
Boom.
No other teams will be able to join in for the Ultimate Pinewood Derby 4. So if you want to participate in this, we send it to you. We send you this small derby car. You paint it up, you shape it up, you do whatever you want. And when you go out to the event, you race them against other people for big cash prizes. And we're working on some awesome trophies and a bunch of other stuff that you'll be getting, including exclusive swag at the event. So right now, for No Rules, we added these final 3 teams. Only on the No Rules side, the final 3 teams are up for grabs. Once those are gone, it's all down to the folks who want to show up for free and just watch all the action happen at the Ultimate Pinewood Derby 4. So go to realradio.fm/derby and take up those final team passes for No Rules while you can. And now let's go to some dispatches. Let's see what's going on where you are, because you got thoughts, you got opinions, and some of them are actually decent. A lot of them are not, but some of them are actually decent. Here is Chad chiming in. I just mentioned Chad moments ago, and here he is with a dispatch right here. Hang on. There he is. He took him a second or two to respond.
Yep.
Chad!
What's going on, junkies?
Hey,
Happy
bud.
Monday.
You too.
Just want to say we welcomed our baby Quinn into the world on Thursday. So, mom and baby are home, super excited. But we do need to know, where can we get some of this sweet, sweet newborn acting money? I don't know if you know, but the hospital is super expensive, and we could really use some income coming in. Let me know.
You only have like a small window.
Yeah, because in The Last of Us, the scene that we're talking about where they had these newborn babies that they used as actors, they couldn't have been more than like a week old. They were like fresh babies, very fresh babies.
Still had some placenta on their head.
And the scene where you saw the umbilical cord, that looked so real to me. It was really kind of a strange phenomenon to see that, because generally they would do that by not showing the actual birth and then only like showing a little bit of the baby afterwards, and they just filmed that very quickly. But they straight up showed you the wriggling body of these newborn babies that they were using as actors in that show. Here's Buddha with the dispatch.
Hey, news junkies. I've never understood it when people get up in arms over there being an age difference between one person and the other. Like when Leonardo DiCaprio goes out with an 18-year-old. I mean, when I was 22, I had a 66-year-old boyfriend. Was that wrong?
Really?
I mean, I had fun. It was the first time I was on a motorcycle, first time I went to a bathhouse.
All right.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you, Buddha. That's a big gap, you know? I have something that I subscribe to. I always stick with it. I don't stray from it. If you're over 18 and you have consenting adults doing things together, I couldn't care less what they do. I don't know why everybody doesn't live by that mantra, but if you're over 18 years old, whatever you want to do, as long as it's legal and you have consenting adults, I don't care.
Okay, what if one of those consenting adults was counting down the days until your 18th birthday?
I think that's creepy. I think that's weird. I guess you could say that it's like strange that we put such a firm line on the date.
That's what's always weird. Like
nothing changes when that clock ticks.
11:45, the before midnight on the 18th birthday, and it's like in 16 minutes you can send me a picture of your boobs, but not yet.
Right now it's illegal. Now I go to prison. You got to wait. I don't care if somebody is like 18 and they want to be with somebody who's 75, as long as they're both into it and they can make these decisions for themselves. Don't care. There's a lot of stuff like that. I take it far. If two people are cousins and they want to have sex with each other, I don't care if they're consenting adults. Why would I get into that? Why would that be my business in the slightest? I think people should be able to do whatever they want within the bounds of the law and within whatever age restrictions we have on this stuff. All the rest is just like a bunch of nonsense.
What are your thoughts on Mr. Hands?
Mr. Hands that's oof.
Thank you.
I have a take on this because
it was the horse.
Well,
that was
yes.
mounting.
Well, it's not even just that. My take. I didn't expect to be giving this out today.
No.
But you got to throw that stuff out there, man.
After you're finished with this thought, why don't you regale us with your take on the whole peanut butter dog situation?
All right. When it comes to animals.
Damn, son. That's straight trapping.
My take is this. If you are engaging in an act like that, and the animal is able to physically fight back and kill you, then it's different than if the animal doesn't have the ability, if it's unpleasant for it in that circumstance, if it doesn't have the ability to make you stop. If you're doing this with a horse, right? At any moment, that horse, you're risking, just a foot flying back at you.
But the horse doesn't know what's going on.
The horse can consent with a kick. The horse will be able to do this.
God.
I think it's true.
I mean, you would argue the horse can remove consent with that kick.
Right. Yeah. Before things start, you kind of got that gray area in between.
All right. Perfect time for commercial.
But if an animal is big enough to defend itself, I think things become a little bit different. I think that they do. And that's not two adults that
you
are
were
consenting.
a little more red than when we started this segment.
Well, look, you're the one who asked me. That's my take on it.
Okay.
I think
I appreciate your honesty.
If you can get up close to and have sex with a tiger, that tiger's obviously consenting, because otherwise the tiger is going to tiger. Yes, it would. Because if the tiger wasn't consenting and it didn't like it, the tiger would eat your face off. You can't tie the animal down. You can't do anything like that. The animal just sitting there.
All right. Since we're here, I think it's wrong to bang animals as a human.
Well,
and that's my take.
All right.
We could explore.
I have already explored many
Yes,
many
you
areas.
have.
No, not doing that. Not trying that. Just the thought
But
process.
if you were to pick an animal to bang, Sean, which one would it be?
None of them. But the thought
The blowfish
experiment
in the tank.
is that these animals, if they're big enough, I think there's some wiggle room there.
Oh,
It's a little bit. All right, we're going to take a quick break.
Yes, we are.
When we come back, we'll get to your dispatches because lots of you are chiming in.
Lee Road, what the F is going on here?
Look, this is like the diciest topic in the world, but I'm just throwing something out there. Make you think a little bit. Spin your mind around a bit. Just
Get
think
you a little
about it.
horny.
Victoria on YouTube says, Sean, I didn't play this morning, and now afternoon is canceled. Oh, I think she's talking to Sean Butterworth over on YouTube chat. It is a weird take, are you, Shadowblade? But look, I think it's accurate. If you think about it that way, I think that you'll find that you'll land with the logic that I'm presenting out there. Maybe not. You could hit us up with your dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Real quick before we take this break, congratulations to Oscar Linoff. Congratulations. Had sex with a horse. No, that's not true. This is a man from Australia who bounced 12 table tennis balls off a wall and caught them on his shaving cream covered head in 30 seconds to break a Guinness World Record.
How is that a Guinness World Record?
It shouldn't be. This is so dumb. Like the lengths that they go to, like running the fastest mile. That's a cool record. Congratulations. That's a feat right there. Jumping the highest. That's a cool record. And even like throwing a baseball fast. That's a cool record. But when you mix like 11 things into it, it's like, did you even do anything there? Is there anybody before
cover your head in
you?
shaving cream and see if you can
Exactly.
throw balls
I
in
look
a
like
row.
an idiot while I'm doing this.
But more than willing to try to come up with a unique Guinness World Record because all of that you're saying is nothing compared to that beautiful plaque from the official Guinness World Book of Records.
I guess
that says
so.
you are now that record holder.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think a lot of these weird ones to us are kind of perfect for the original intent of the or like the origin of the Guinness World Record, which is like they used to keep just a book at pubs.
Yeah.
And like if some asshole who's drunk can, hit 7 bullseyes in a row, they're like, all right,
Dave's in there.
Kevin's here.
Let's put him
and
in.
if Dave wants to get 8 in a row, we're going to cross out Kevin's name and write Dave.
You know what sucks is when you get the world record for like being the ugliest woman.
Oh.
Remember that in the coffee table book?
That is painful. You don't want that when you Google your name. That's not something you want to live with. You don't want to have that out there. All right, we're going to take a quick break. For real this time.
This one got weird.
When we come back, I got a couple of emails to get to. We got some more information about the Ultimate Pinewood Derby 4 and more of your dispatches all on the way. It's coming up next on The News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram because why wouldn't we be? You know what? Don't answer that. At Real Radio 1041, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from State Road 535 into Sand Lake Road because of an accident on the left shoulder. We have a lot of slow traffic westbound on I-4 from the Beach Line to Central Florida Parkway and from World Drive to Osceola Polk Line Road. There's a crash in the right lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to Amelia Street and a crash northbound on Hiawassee Road at Arundel Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Gash.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you could stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
All right, folks, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Monday Mind Boggler. Big congrats to last week's winner, Mac. Now, the first person answered this riddle correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your riddle. The shorter I am, the bigger I am. What am I? The shorter I am, the bigger I am. What am I? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina@realradio.fm. And if you get the answer correct, you win a $25 gift card. Don't worry, if you don't win today, you get another shot every Monday. Plus, you're going to feel like a winner every single time you go to Maxine's on Shine. Voted best downtown Orlando restaurant 2 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious, with a splash of sexiness. For more information and location, reservations, so much more, go to Maxine'sOnShine.com. That's Maxine'sOnShine.com.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1979. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
Shout out to Persimmon Hollow Brewing, official sponsor of Beer of the Week, where you are treated like family. Visit Persimmon Hollow Brewing at any of their 4 locations and enjoy passionately crafted beers. Make sure whenever you enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer, you drink sensibly, but get weird.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom, and I thought, I'm going to treat everyone just like my mother. Call today and take advantage of our $129 winter tune-up special that includes a new bottom rubber to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. The garage door is the smile of your home. Don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one. It's been said that good fences make good neighbors. Your friends at Fence Outlet couldn't agree more. Whatever style, whatever color, just share your ideas. And your friends at Fence Outlet will have the right application for you. For quality fences at the best prices, go to FenceOutlet.com.
License number C10252 and C10803.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron.
Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving.
be a sub above.
Hey everybody, Jim here from my friends at Solar Bear. Did you know that last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate increases and they're meeting regarding another? But you can stop going along with these rate increases because now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear. The #1 solar installer in the state of Florida, they can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And right now, get 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. solarbear.com.
Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
If it's important to you, it's on, and probably being mocked by the News Junkie.
This show is now officially a religious podcast. We're changing it up. After the last segment, we have to go in the other direction
That's
entirely.
Right. We're going to be getting blacked out later this week, and all brought to you by the Holy Spirit.
And it's a non-denominational religious podcast. So we just switch from all the religions back and forth all the time.
It's a spectrum.
And then nobody can get too angry about it.
It'd be like 20% Holy Spirit, 80% total wine and spirits.
Yeah, mix those together. And you know what? I might do that. If you could drink at church, I'd be more likely to engage. But for now,
Is that the Justin Bieber church where they just do it on pool decks?
No, they're still nerds. Yeah, they're still a bunch of
Not
nerds.
really. I mean, they're weird.
Yeah,
that whole church.
What's
man.
it called again? I forgot what the name of that thing was. It's like it's like the celebrity church in
They're all
LA.
like hipsters. You could tell how rich they are.
They got one in Miami too. It's just
they do?
like that. It's
Hillsong.
It's not a Hillsong in Miami, I don't think. But there's another religious outlet or like a church.
But they're like cool
yeah,
tattoos.
Yep, yeah. Where the pastor has like a sleeve tattoo, and he's like,
He curses sometimes.
God doesn't mind when you get a little wild. And let me tell you about when I used to struggle with drugs.
You ever tried cocaine?
Yeah, and that I think that's just as corny. All of it is just as corny. But that's what we are now. So if you have any religious questions, please send those in as a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now.
Yeah, but make sure to leave the subject accordingly.
Yes.
All caps.
Otherwise, not playing. This is not about that. We're not a Tesla podcast, but John emails about Teslas, and he goes, "It gets me every time Teslas are brought up on the show, and the comment of price comes up as if there's only one model and it's $100,000.
Yeah.
Currently, with a tax incentive, you can get a rear-wheel drive Model 3 after tax delivery and tax rebate for $39,500.
Does it drive itself?
I don't know if the Model 3 does. Maybe it does. Maybe all of them do now. But what he's saying is not wrong, but that used to be a lot more expensive. So Tesla brought for the government subsidies on electric vehicles, you have to be below a certain price point. That price point might be $40,000. And so what they do is they make the Tesla cheaper than that price point, and then they get the government subsidies that make up for an additional amount of money.
It also says that you are eligible for, on the Model 3 and Model Y, your eligible vehicles qualify for a $7,500 federal tax credit for eligible buyers
until
March of 2023.
Okay.
So now.
Get it now. Go get your Tesla. Given that you could save $100 a month on gas, average and with Florida Power and Light, it's 13 cents a kilowatt compared to my 26 miles per gallon Audi A3. After 5 years, that price is down to $33,500 and no oil changes. And then $200 a month self-driving doesn't sound so bad. And yes, you could subscribe to the months that you want. I got a $60,000 Tesla, and that was limit to my budget, so I don't have the full self-driving. But Daniel Dennis has been loving his. He's talking about from Tom and Daniel Dennis.
I have heard that.
Yeah, he's got one that he uses for the show. They've been using it for that, I guess.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a lot of different options that they have, except for that truck that they keep promising. That ugly
I saw
ass
one,
truck.
but don't you feel like you're seeing Teslas everywhere now?
Yeah, I am seeing a lot more of them. They're way more prominent. Like when I walk around the neighborhood, I at least see one or two of them. And I would absolutely get one. I would definitely get one. I think that instead of getting that, though, they have a new Genesis SUV that's electric that is amazing.
You're going to drive an SUV? I don't see you as like a big car guy. It's nothing against you. I think it's more just like the amount and how big it is, and you seem just more of like a lowrider sedan type.
I mean, I could drive whatever. I'm not really picky about the car that I have.
I think you're going to hit a lot of things if you drive a big car.
I would probably get that. Courtney would probably get the SUV, I think, because she likes them. She was like, I like to be like up higher like this when I'm driving around.
I kind of agree with that.
But I want, or the Mercedes Q. I don't know if you've seen that thing. What is it?
Oh, excuse
my
me.
God, man. That car is
price jump.
What is it? Mercedes Q. They're probably around the same price. Is it a Q? Oh, EQS. All right. It's a fully electric sedan that Mercedes has, this EQS. And I am a sucker. I know this is stupid and I know this is corny, but I am a sucker for like a sexy ass dashboard. Like,
same.
Like
No, I get
computer
it. I
screen
get that.
crazy and all the cool bells and whistles on there.
And in this day and age, though, if it's a sexy dashboard, then I really hope it drives itself because I'm going to be distracted while I'm driving by the sexy dashboard.
I think this thing does. Here it is. That's what I'm talking about. So the screen is like the whole dashboard or like the center console of this car. It is awesome. That I would, really looking at that. Trying not to spend that money right now, but it's beautiful. And I think it's like 350-mile range on that car. Again, I think we need to win over some more people. You still have these people, just like the people who get mad if a restaurant doesn't take away anything, but adds a Beyond Meat option. And you're like, why are you mad about this? And they go, I don't know. It's just angry. I like burgers. And okay, calm down. You can still get the burger that you're asking for.
of America.
And then they go, an electric vehicle? Show them how fast the electric vehicles are. Show them how cool the electric vehicles are. Show them all the features. There's still people who are like, ew, I wouldn't drive an electric vehicle.
I want to smell the gas in my nostrils.
Like, why would you have an attraction to a combustion engine over an electric engine? Why would you care either way? You just want the coolest thing. And that's changed a lot, thankfully, in the last little bit. Okay. But we were talking about the Biden tax plan on Friday.
Come on, man.
And how they were going to have this perhaps thing in there that would tax you on unrealized gains, which is like if you have stock and the stock price goes up, but you don't sell it, technically you're worth more. But if you pay taxes on unrealized gains and then the stock price goes down, now it's a nightmare. It's a disastrous plan economically for investors. And hopefully that doesn't make it to the actual bill when it gets passed. And John emails, tipsinthenewsjunkie.com. When making over $500,000 a year to $950,000 a year, toys get more expensive, as Sean said. Housing is more expensive, private school, college is incredibly expensive if you're going to like the rich people colleges. Cars for the kids, not to mention the wife, gets used to tossing around money like rice, John says. It's a balance. I decided to stuff a bunch of cash on the side the last few years in my profession and quit. I'd now deliver for half of the gigs and make about $3,000 a week part-time. I'm home more and less stress, John says. So he was working one of them stressful jobs. Now he's just chilling and sleeping on some of the money that he was able to put away
in the time that he was working at that high-pressure job. That's a lot of people who that's attractive to.
Where'd you put that money away?
He does.
Hope it, none of those banks that are crashing.
He did not say. I did hear that there were more banks around the country today with some lines, but I don't think that many people are freaking out. Let me see if the stock market went sideways, but it was up a couple hundred points earlier on today. It's still up 136 points because they've made it clear that they're going to make these people whole. And the biggest problem right now is people don't understand how banks work, which I described to you at the beginning of the show. If you missed that, go check out the podcast, and then you'll hear what actually happened here. But that's not what you get online. It's like, oh my God, the banks went out of business. The banks are failing.
The apocalypse.
And then the Biden administration is bailing out big tech. And it's like, not really. That's not really what's going on here. If it was, I'd be with you. I'd get a sign and stand next to you. But this is just a situation where dumb people panic. And there's a lot of dumb people out there, unfortunately for all of us. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Is it a bloomer, Deb? Is that what you wear over your underwear or whatever?
Right?
Yeah.
We wore gym shorts.
So
That's why Deb is mocking you by looking at you that way.
Yeah, you see Deb's body language?
Yeah.
It's just screaming, okay, bloomer.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Today is a Fox 35 weather impact day as a cold front is bringing shower and thunderstorm activity across the Florida peninsula. You can expect pockets of heavy rain, frequent lightning, the chance for damaging wind gusts, and even the threat for hail continuing through late afternoon, early evening. Then everything pushes off to our south and cooler air on the way tomorrow. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation. Hey listeners, before celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, remember to plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Don't let your luck run out.
Look, there's a lot of problems with the economy, with inflation. Things get more expensive. You got to be a pro at finding ways to save on the side. And Upside is the perfect way to do this. You probably are already getting gas unless you have an electric car. You're probably getting groceries unless you don't eat food. And you're probably going to restaurants unless you cook every single meal inside your house. So why aren't you using the Upside app? This is free money. People have made thousands of dollars listening to me and going to download a free app. It's not hard to do. It's not annoying to do. It's an incredible app for anybody who buys gas, groceries, or goes to restaurants. With Upside, I'm not getting slammed by inflated prices because I get cash back on every single purchase. To get started, download the free Upside app. Use my promo code, which is REAL, R-E-A-L, and get 25 cents or more back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Next, you claim an offer for wherever you're buying something. You check into the business and you pay like you normally do. The folks around you have no idea. You're just sitting there making money on the sly. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. It's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Download the free Upside app and use the promo code REAL to get 25 cents or more back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's promo code REAL.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter. You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in
A menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted. Being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Every cook has their special touch, and at Pollo Tropical, our latest catch puts all others to shame. The new Corvina fish fillet, wild caught, freshly prepared with olive oil and our blackened seasoning, then kept under wraps on our grill till it's bursting with flavor. Enjoy it on a Tropi Chopper platter with our famous homemade rice and beans. Sure, there are plenty of fish in the sea, but there's only one this delicious. Corvina fish fillet, only at Pollo Tropical.
GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
This St. Paddy's Day, the shenanigans start early with the Munsters broadcasting live from Antamar Irish Pub in Maitland. Join the Munsters in the morning and begin your day with a look at the Irish at Antamar, featuring a breakfast buffet, Irish coffee, Guinness on tap, and live entertainment throughout the day. The Munsters live at Antamar Irish Pub in Maitland, located in the Sheraton Orlando North Hotel. Antamar is the largest Irish pub in Central Florida, and the Munsters are taking it over. St. Paddy's Day from 6 a.m. to 11. Sláinte!
A real crew capsule, a next-generation space plane, a rocket booster that landed itself. Where will they inspire you to go? Mars? The rings of Saturn? New worlds light years beyond. Choose your breathtaking journey into the future of space travel at Gateway, the Deep Space Launch Complex, featuring Spaceport KSC, where real space meets real thrills. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets.
No one has the same taste as you.
You damn right.
From the music you love to the podcasts you can't live without. And only the iHeartRadio app has it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you could stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
On the bright side, we're not dead. Yet. You're listening to the News Junkie.
We're gonna separate ourselves tonight. We're always running scared for holding rise.
Final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Monday. We did it. We could have called off. We almost did, but we did it. And on to the rest of them. We're going to have a fun show, as we said, on Friday for St. Patrick's Day, so don't miss that. Load up on the video side so you can watch everything that we have going on for St. Patrick's Day. All the links for that and everything else you need to know on the newly updated thenewsjunkie.com. Go there, create your account, and start contributing to the show. And go in, comment on other people's dispatches, like, downvote, whatever you want to do, other people's dispatches, and that's how you get more points for the stats board over at thenewsjunkie.com. Again, whoever's number one on that at the end of March is going to get themselves a great prize, and I'll tell you more about that soon. All right, let's work in a couple last-minute dispatches here. I'll tell you more about that new feature. I'm just waiting to hear from the web developers if it's working perfectly or not or whatever. But so far, I'll just keep that right here. And we'll go over to Jazzy Josh in the meantime, who says, dog people are weird. Really? Let's see.
You know, I just got to say, I don't understand you dog people. Like, you are weirder than bird people, to be honest.
No way.
I mean, everyone wants to ban straws because one turtle got a straw in its nose, but you're perfectly fine with littering the earth with billions of plastic poop bags. And then you want to slam dunk it in my trash can, which if I see that, man,
that's what he's
I will
mad about.
chase you down and smash it right in your face.
It's not your trash can. It belongs to the city.
You guys look ridiculous at the dog park, man. It's embarrassing. I don't even think I'd date a girl with a dog.
Wow,
This guy's anti-dog. Wow. What did the dog do to you, Jazzy Josh?
Oh, no.
What happened, buddy?
Do you
Was
like cats or you just don't like animals? I think that's, a huge red flag.
When somebody doesn't like animals at all?
Yeah.
That's a little strange. What if you spend some time with like a fun little sweet dog? Like what could you possibly not like about it? These animals, they're fantastic.
Poop bag.
I get the poop bag thing, and I get picking
Do
it
you,
up.
though?
Well, I mean,
No,
I get why you might be like, ew, that's gross. I don't want to do that.
Oh, that, but I
that's
meant like putting it in a trash bin.
No, I think that whole thing is crazy. I don't want people to do that to me necessarily, but I think like getting super upset about, somebody was walking down the street and they threw away some trash in my trash can. It's like, really? Is that big of a deal? I don't think it is necessarily. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. And there's one about a man in Ontario, Canada, and they said this man gave a young boy a box of chocolates, and the police started investigating him because they thought it was weird. It was a pot of gold chocolates, and the student declined, and the man insisted. He said, here, take these. You could give them to your mom. The police investigated the guy who gave the chocolates to the kid, and they said the male was motivated by Random Acts of Kindness Day, and he handed out chocolates to people of varying ages. They thought he was like a creeper or something just because he was trying to be sweet. That's not very nice.
Thank you for your protection and service.
He was just trying to give out some damn chocolates. All right, let's wrap things up. Let's get out of the way. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for Monday, March 13th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned Romeo and Juliet, the movie, was a passion project of this guy.
Elton John.
Elton John is correct. Elton John really, really, really wanted to get this movie made. He produced the movie Romeo and Juliet through his production company, Rocket Pictures, and they did Rocket Man, the movie that was like about his life and everything. So he had heard about this. It was in production for like 11 years, and he said, I want to make that movie, and ended up doing it because, you know what? He's Elton John. He's able to do things like that. Today I learned Coca-Cola's Simply Orange Juice is made by an algorithm that they call the Black Book. Oranges are divided by source, type, sweetness, acidity, etc., flash pasteurized, and then combined with flavor packages according to the Black Book algorithm to have a consistent taste countrywide and year-round. Not really simple after all. And
that's them?
Yeah, Simply Orange Juice is Coca-Cola. I didn't even know that until I saw this. That's a Coca-Cola product. Today I learned this band right here.
Sublime.
Sublime is correct. Sublime's self-titled album was originally going to be called Killin' It, but that name was deemed inappropriate after lead vocalist and guitarist of the band, Bradley Noel, died of a heroin overdose 2 months before the album came out. So calling it Killing It is not the greatest idea after the lead singer dies. Didn't even get to see his own fame. Heroin's bad, kids. Don't do it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're back tomorrow. Same time, same place. In West Palm Beach, it's the Greek Zone. In Orlando, it's the Jim Colbert Show. It's on the way, and it's all right here on Real Radio.